I'm
One.
not in
No,
roll
someone's.
20.
We're missing a Jen. Oh, did you manage to transfer all your stuff over to Roll20 from D&D Beyond?
Not, no.
Oh,
We can sort that.
can you just like copy and paste everything from the D&D Beyond onto a Roll20 character sheet?
If you're struggling with it, I can sort that if I get access.
Mm,
Unless Phil feels he wants to.
No, go, you go ahead.
there is an import function, but I think it requires an API in Roll20.
It doesn't take that long to set up if you've got everything already on D&D Beyond. Or I can just redo quick fire responses. You tell me what you've got and I just plunk it in.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got my character sheet linked to Roll20, so I can make rolls from it. It's just if you want to see the character sheet, I need to get it imported.
I think it mainly would just be for Phil to have visibility of it in that case. That's all that really needs to happen. If you can already roll from it, that's the biggest point, really.
You could just set up a blank character sheet and not use the character mancer as well, and then just input your stats into it.
It might actually update if I've got a character sheet in the game.
Yeah, I'll do that for you now. Hang on.
I would say, Medi, it's faster to use the character mancer, considering you have
Yeah.
to copy and paste all the traits and whatnot. That takes
True.
forever. And the proficiency tools and
All my books are in D&D Beyond. I haven't got any books in Roll20.
You don't need to. They're all based off Phil's book. So because he's the DM, he shares his books with us.
Okay.
See, I knew there was a share feature. We were talking about it the other day, weren't we?
Yeah, all my compendiums are your compendiums.
Yay!
Doesn't
Like
that
your money.
require a character in the actual game though?
I think you.
It's only for this campaign. You
Yeah,
won't be
yeah.
able to use them for other ones. But because he's the DM of this campaign, any character you make has access to all the books that he has access to.
I think what I was heading towards was when you make a character, the character's not automatically assigned to a campaign to start with. Is there a way to start a character from the campaign? That way she's got access.
I've just done it then. I've just made a character in the campaign and stick a blank character sheet on it and give you access to it, Athena.
Oh, there you go. Has everyone actually added their characters to this campaign yet?
Mhm.
Oh shit! I better go do that now then.
Right.
I was still writing his backstory. Right. Exit character.
We start from level 1.
Yeah. That's a game. The Island.
Yeah. Lillian, you there? Haven't heard you yet.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. So what do I call you now? Do you want me to call you Taylor or Lily?
Lily, please.
Okay.
Bloody Taylor. Who's Taylor? Oh, that's your Final Fantasy character, isn't it? Yeah. I know who Taylor is. You can't fool me.
So I've been calling you for ages now. This is going to be like a mind.
I mean, Tio, I'm probably going to call you Tio forever now. Like, I know your real life name, but it's okay to call Barry, but I don't know why I can't get myself to call you your real life name because
it's
gives
funny
me
you
the
say
same...
that because everyone in my real life, if they know my game name, they also call me Taya. So it's all good.
Seriously.
I'm used to it, yes.
It gives me the same vibe as, you know, calling your mother-in-law mom for the first time. Like, this weird, like, why? I don't know why.
What are you talking about?
I don't know, she's Tio.
Apparently I'm her mom.
No, not like that. No, but it gives
Does that
me
mean
the same
does that mean
weird
I'm playing? Does that mean I'm about to DM for my mother-in-law?
No, for your own mom, because she will be my mother-in-law then. Never mind.
But I'm supposed to be a sister. This is confusing.
No, you are my sister.
just gotta get rid of a dog.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, this is going to be very confusing for me because I am not very good at remembering names to start with, and the fact that everyone's got like real life names, first game names, new game names, online names.
Right, I'll change the screen back to this one now, so you can.
Hey!
I'll let you have the music for a minute, Rob.
Yeah, we're getting the
can
music
hear the
through
music.
Jen's mic.
Yeah.
How are we?
She'll sort it once she's sorted the dog out.
All right, there we go.
Yay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
No worries.
Okay. So Tio is
Right.
Lurea. Okay.
Yeah. But we're just gonna call her Ray.
I wanted to call her Lou, to be honest.
You are Lou.
Jen is Elra.
Athena Elira.
El-
That's how you pronounce
Elira.
it. Lillian is Rosalind.
Okay.
How do you pronounce your orc's name?
Just Kraken. Like the Kraken.
Yeah, I was gonna say like almost the Kraken.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Alright, we're gonna have a counter the amount of times we go, release the Kraken. Just keep populating.
I didn't think that's quite cool.
Is everybody back? Is everybody here?
Yes.
Present.
Jen and Lillian both here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. So, all right then. So, I guess you already got the kind of idea of the whole campaign from the little extract I put there on the landing page. So essentially, I think you've already all made your characters, and you've pretty much stuck with the theme of you are losers.
Yay.
Who are sitting drinking at this down and out pirate bar, trying to decide what to do with your lives. So essentially, when we do the first session next Thursday, essentially what we'll do is give you a bit of a choice about which way you want to take the campaign. But I won't mention too much about that for now. Just, has anybody got any questions on the overall premise of the campaign and where it's going to go? Any kind of info you want before I just dig into the details of session 0?
No.
Go ahead for now.
Yeah, I like the unknown.
Like the unknown, that's fine. Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah. I'll probably come up with something as we go.
Okay. All right. So, I have a session 0 handout here, which I'll just read through. Okay. So I've made a list of things that we should probably talk about, and then anything anybody wants to add, just feel free to jump in anytime or wait till the end, however you feel. Alrighty.
Aye.
So first off, as I know everybody always likes this one, XP and leveling up. I only really like doing milestone. Has anybody got a problem with that?
Nope. I'm terrible with
Nope.
numbers, so that's easier to sort.
That's fine.
Okay. And all the leveling up will be done between sessions, only if the team is at rest. So if we stop a session and you're about to fight a boss, but you want to wait until the next session to do the fight, you won't level up in that circumstance. You need to be resting to level up.
Makes sense? Cool.
Everybody all
Sorry, I didn't understand. So if we killed a boss but we didn't have long rest, we won't be able to level until we had long rest.
It doesn't have to be a long rest as long as you're at rest during the break, between sessions, if you know what I mean. So you need to end the session in a rest to be able to level up. So if you're
Okay.
if you're running away from something, I won't be like, oh yeah, by the way, while you're running down that down that corridor, level up.
Makes sense. Okay, yes.
Alrighty. I will put this in a handout if anybody wants it in a handout, you can have this handout at the end. So because I've made notes in here. So far, milestone XP, only between sessions and only during a rest. Everyone right with that? Yeah.
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 Mhm.
Alrighty. Attention is the second thing. So to be honest, the original Thursday group, which is what this group was, or Tuesday group, whatever you want to call it. I haven't really had much of a problem with this, but I have in other campaigns before. I really hate it when people don't pay attention when we're playing, and you're like, hello, it's your turn now, hello. I hate that. And touch wood, we haven't really ever had it here. Well, I've played with some of you before, so we've never really had that. So, but just if we continue not having that, that would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once the
everyone right with
story
that, yeah?
starts, I'm there until someone stops it.
As per usual, Phil, I have sometimes where I need to run AFK, but I always let you know.
Oh yeah,
Put
you always
AFK in
make
the
sure.
chat.
Yeah. But I know Lillian and Ollie will tell you that in the Sunday campaign, sometimes there's a couple of players when you're in the middle of combat and you're like, right, it's your turn, and then you're like, hello, and they're like, oh yeah, what's going on?
Oh right.
Really annoying.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You have my full attention.
Excellent. Okay, number 3, no PvP, no friendly fire, no fighting each other. Anyone got any issues there?
Yes.
Um.
Sorry. Let me, Lillian. You go first, Lillian.
Fight!
What if it was consensual?
I suppose if it's kind of part of the story, yeah, then and it makes sense to do it at the time. Then I suppose we like. But in general, what I mean by no PvP is like if we're in the middle of a fight, you can't just suddenly decide you want to kill one of your group without them knowing about it.
Basically, don't be a dick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because there is, I know my brother plays in a campaign and he's had some problems with somebody in his party that sometimes in the middle of fights, wants to start killing his teammates just for fun.
Yeah.
Now, it's not really a fun thing to do.
That's basically how my first campaign ended. I got killed by one of the party members.
Yeah, so we're not
Okay.
going to do unless it's some kind of pre-agreed thing, or like Lillian said, consensual.
Yeah, that was my question too, pretty much, because sometimes it would be fun, like, to do something small as a game, basically, like a mini game, instead of like proper fighting. So
Oh yeah.
As
I'm
long
okay
as
with
that's
if I'm okay if you want to, we prank each other or trip each other up or push each other in water. That's all fine. Just not killing each other for no reason.
no, not killing or doing like damage on purpose, not anything like that. No.
Just adding a caveat on that, consensual theft only.
Yes,
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah, you can't pickpocket your friends either. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely for agreeing beforehand. That's funny.
yeah. I mean, I'm fine if you want to race for loot. You know what I mean? If you both want to take a race, so you get to loot the body first, fine. I mean, but once it's looted, and that stuff belongs to that person. Everybody all right with that so far?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So, number 4, PC secrets. I'm all game for that. I don't mind your characters having secrets from each other that only me and said player knows. All communicated in private through Discord or so on. I think we've used that in campaigns before, and I think it works quite nicely. Your patron in the last campaign too was pretty secretive.
Yes.
So on. I quite like that, having secret things going on.
Like that you, as a player who didn't get to know anything, it was very mysterious and that was very fun. It was good.
Right. So everybody all right with that? I would actively encourage you guys to to have some. I mean, I'm assuming you're all going to write a backstory, and it's up to you what you share with each other as characters.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm in the process of doing that. You will receive an email.
Yeah. Don't worry. Okay. Everyone okay so far?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. So next one, probably a bit of a longer question. So, like, kind of around player agency, like, how much freedom do you guys want? So I've done campaigns before where there's been too much, and maybe done some where there's not enough. So just around player agency, what I kind of mean is, if you think about it as like, do you want the campaign? Because you're going to go, there's no secret to this. You're going to go and explore this island, which is the mainstay of the campaign. Would you want it so that you're going to be level 1? At level 1, can you accidentally walk into an ancient dragon's cave and be annihilated, or try and run? Or do you want it to be more like a video game where you only really fight stuff that's your level?
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't mind having that happen personally. Your mileage may vary, but I would have liked you then, if we did run into, say, an ancient dragon, have a way somehow to escape that, so it's not an instant party kill.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Sorry if I didn't make that clear. I don't mean you'd run into it and it would immediately breathe fire and you'd all die. You know what I mean? I just mean, do you want that to even be something that can happen? You walk into an ancient dragon's cave, it's asleep, for argument's sake, but it's there. Yeah, you can choose to fight it if you want, but you'll probably die. Or, you can run, or you have to tiptoe around it, or something like that,
I think that's fun.
Yeah.
But that's me.
You know what? It does sound fun, and I would 100% have said yes if I was playing me gnome wizard. But I'm playing as thick as shit orc barbarian at the moment.
Just gonna run in.
So yeah, exactly.
Short shelf life.
Yeah. I do have a thing on my character sheet where I do obey my captain without question. So one of you is gonna have to take that fucking role. I'm basically saying nope, we're not going in there.
Well, deciding on a captain is probably one of the decisions you'll have to make at some point. So.
Oh wow.
So, how do you kind of want it? Do you want it a little bit more sandboxy, or a bit more railroady, or something in between?
I am a huge fan of sandbox.
You do?
I don't know what it means.
Sandboxes means it's a bit more free. You guys can kind of decide what you want, and I'll just kind of populate a world, and you'll run into things, regardless of whether, like I say, you might be like, let's say we were doing a railroad. I wouldn't even mention that this cave that you could go into. But if we were doing sandbox, you might have a look. I might mention it's there. You might go in. It's got an ancient dragon asleep in it.
I guess for me it's 50-50. Like a mix of both is nice, if that's like possible.
Yeah, fine. Is that kind of what everyone wants? A bit of a mixture of both? Lillian, Jen, any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm good with the whole open world thing.
Okay. Jen, Athena, you good with that?
You there, Jen? She's there. She's clicking. I think our mic's gone down. We can't hear you, Jen.
Try to unplug.
Yeah, she's having trouble with the mic. I don't know. I think it might be a wireless one. In which case, she might have forgot to charge it.
I'll just give her a second.
Yeah, I think she's resetting.
Discord is a bugger for that, by the way. Just resetting your output.
Yeah, for no reason. It resets my entire computer's sound setting sometimes.
Welcome back. We still can't hear you.
Can you hear us?
She must be able to hear us.
Yeah, otherwise she wouldn't know that we couldn't hear her.
Yeah.
Mind screw.
It's weird the way it just stopped working though. Was she typing?
Oh.
Oh, she messed with the audio. Dun dun dun.
Were there wireless headphones by any chance?
Can you hear me?
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yay!
She's back.
God, the triumphant return.
Sorry, I was trying to put headphones on and I don't know what happened. I'm
It's all
okay
good.
with everything so far. Sorry.
Oh yeah, so you're right with Evan, so excellent. So I was going to say apologies if it seemed like I've ignored you. I couldn't hear a word you were saying. Okay, cool. Alrighty then. So covered that. So rules debates then. So I know in the Thursday campaign, Daz hated doing this, but I'm a huge fan of not stopping to look at the rules and just making a quick house ruling and then kind of. And then we can look up the rule at the end and see if it would have made much of a difference, and at least we know for next time. I don't like the idea of stopping to read through the player's handbook or the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Yeah.
I'd rather just make the ruling and carry on. As long as it's I'll keep it consistent. You know what I mean? Once you don't make one rule for one rule for the other, obviously. But is everybody all right with that?
Here I'm gonna be the awkward bastard.
Okay. God.
I really like rules.
Hey.
I really like rules.
I know.
I'm with you on this one, to be honest. I also like when we have rules.
So would you?
I agree with not stopping for like 10 minutes to check up one thing. Like, no, that's ridiculous. But I do like having it adhere to the same kind of frameworks that you know what to expect.
What we could do then
As long as we're consistent, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So what we could do then is instead of me stopping the session, to check the ruling,
I'm always happy to help you with that stuff.
Yeah, one of you guys who maybe a party member that's not active at that minute can quickly stop and check a rule if we need to. Keep things moving fast, because I know if I stop in particular, we might be stopping a whole scenario, mightn't we? So we'd rather be a bit close to the rules then, yeah, and just try and do a quick check then, yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay, let me just.
Say,
as always, feel free to disagree with them.
No, it's fine. I just want you all everyone to be on the same page, so everyone knows what we're doing.
See, I'm a big fan of rules myself, but after reading a lot of things in like the player handbook, a lot of the descriptions, there's a lot of stuff in there that's up for interpretation. So I do not like people who take something literal or try and bend it towards their
own good.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, DM's decision is final.
Well, yeah, exactly. But the last campaign was going, or not with you, Phil, with the other lads. The last one where I died, there was some weird shit going on. Basically, stuff like fog. I was hiding in fog and behind a log. They shouldn't have been able to see me, but they were hitting me because it was just weird.
Yeah. Arbitrary stuff, yeah. No,
yeah.
Don't like that. Don't like that at all.
No.
I agree. Yeah, everything's open to interpretation, but it has to make sense.
Yeah.
So, I suppose a good example would be is, you might roll a nat 20 athletics check, which means you can easily clear the jump over a 20-foot chasm. It doesn't mean you can jump to the moon just because.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 20 usually means to the best of your ability, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
Exactly. So a 20 doesn't mean you always succeed. A 20 just means that's the best you can do. Exactly that.
Yeah. I think the problem with it was actually I don't even know what the problem was. I think it was just lack of adaptability, maybe. He had a storyline and we were set on that. There was no divergence or anything like that. Even though it wasn't much of it wouldn't have done anything like that. But he wanted it to go a certain way, and it wasn't going that way. I think that's what was happening.
Yeah, might have kind of ended.
Yeah.
What do you think, Lily?
I'm fine with whatever the group goes with.
So yeah, we'll do. I've put down in my notes here for rule debate. Quick pause. Check by an inactive player or me. If you know, if you guys are RP and I know, quickly go and check something. It's fine. Everyone alright with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Right, next one. No metagaming. It's rubbish when you metagame. It takes all the immersion of the campaign.
Yes.
In my opinion, like when you get to the stage of where every scenario is people just asking me questions out of character, it just becomes boring, and essentially just loads of people quizzing me about some content that I've written instead of actually playing D&D.
Yeah,
So,
just to clarify, it is okay to say, would my character know this? Because obviously I know this.
yeah, of course, yeah, like for example, you know, you would know how old your character is, and you would know how long they've lived in the place that they live, and whether they've travelled, because that's all in your backstories, isn't it? You know what I mean? In your original backstories. So, for argument's sake, if your character's 20 years old and always lived on Corvus, has never been to school, just been risen on the streets, when they roll an intelligence check or a history check or something, they're not going to know, in-depth details about, Lionessus or any of the other continents, because how would they? You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter how well you roll, they just don't have the knowledge. Even if you do, because you've read the lore, if you know what I mean.
But it could be a thing where we go, oh, we're facing a very famous fantastical creature. Would my character reasonably know this, even though I, the player, clearly know what this is?
Yeah, that's fine to ask. You know, that's because that's not metagaming. It'd be metagaming if you immediately told everybody what it was, without your character knowing about it. If you know what I mean. If you know that your character knows, if you know what I mean, like, if your character's been, under the sea, collecting stuff from the bottom of the sea, the chances are you're gonna know what a merfolk or a shark or a kraken or whatever looks like, aren't you?
Yeah, there's a picture of me there.
Not that kraken. So, you with me? You with me what I'm saying there? Yeah. So
yeah.
I just don't and there's varying degrees of metagame, which I'll go through as we go through the next point anyway. Okay, so that's that. Everyone right with that?
Yeah.
Alrighty, next point. Murdering. Yeah. So, my stance on murdering random NPCs, is if you want to do it, they're your characters. You can do what you like, but there will be consequences for it. You can't just walk into the middle of a town, ruin a load of innocents, and nothing happens. You know what I mean? So, stop it, Lillian.
Yeah, I've had that happen before. Didn't like it. Yeah, totally agree.
I mean, I remember this one Kenku who just murdered everyone.
Listen, give me a break, will you? It wasn't just me. There was a pirate woman with me as well.
No, I like the fact that you said the option's still there, but there will be consequences. That makes sense. Yeah.
You want to run in and and start breaking the necks of city guard. You know what I mean, and you can do it, but more will come. That kind of thing. So whatever you do has consequences on the wider world.
Cool.
Everybody all right with that? Has anyone got any problems with that, or want murdering banned or anything?
No.
No.
No, all good yet?
Yeah.
Well, I mean that makes it sound like I'm planning to murder.
We'll see. All right. So next one, absent players. I always continue if there's 3 people or more. So we've got 5 people in total. If 2 people are missing, I'll still carry on. If more than 2 are missing, I'll try and reschedule. But I'll only reschedule to a day that everyone can do. So it's not fair to reschedule a day and then someone who could make the original day can't make the rescheduled day. So I'll only reschedule a day if all the players can make it. If not, we'll continue with 3 or more players. Everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
How do you want to do this? Like, say we're missing one person. Would they just get a convenient excuse to not be there, or would you take like ghost control of the character to be there, or would that depend on the situation?
That was my next question actually, is how do you guys want to play that? So if each of you think if you take a day off, would you rather I played your character or one of the others played your character for the time, or would you rather we just make an excuse as to why your character isn't there for that particular session?
DM's discretion. Or parties, vote for it. Whether you think
I
you might need that
suppose-
person there or not.
Yeah, it depends if it's like a boss fight or something, then maybe.
Okay, yeah. So if you're about to go into a boss and your orc barbarian can't make it and you're relying on him to take the majority of the hits.
Wait,
He's
what?
holding the MacGuffin. What are we gonna do?
Probably makes sense to say.
Wait, what am I meant to do?
You're holding the thing that can kill the big bad. What are we gonna do?
Oh.
So are we just gonna call that we'll play it by ear kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right with that.
I have no issue with you playing my character should that come to it, but yeah.
Righty.
Sorry, Phil. I didn't quite understand the last thing we just discussed. So, is it like if someone can make it and we have a boss fight, then we wait till everyone can make it so we do the boss fight? No.
No. So if we end the session on a boss fight, and
Uh-huh.
and all 5 of you are there, right? Yeah.
Right?
And for some reason or other, Rob can't make the next session, but we want to carry on anyway, right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But we're obviously relying on having, Kraken there as the barbarian because it's a boss fight. Then instead of just nuking him out the session for the night, somebody will take control of his character and play it for that fight.
Yeah, okay.
All right, yeah.
Mhm.
And everyone all right with that, yeah?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All righty. So, just bear with me 1 second. Let me just check my notes.
So if it does happen to me, though, whoever takes control, don't kill me. Please don't kill me.
Okay. So, you guys are being so I suppose we call it narrative, really, player narrative. I don't mind you guys adding stuff into the world. Like I created this world myself over a year ago now, but it's not completely fleshed out with every single camp and town and city and village. The main continents are there with their main capital cities. You guys can add villages and things as you want. If you want your character to be from a certain village, just add it in somewhere. You know what I mean? I can always add it to the lore. So that's not a problem for me, unless you don't want to do that.
Well, I've been trying to write this backstory. I was trying to do it where I wasn't putting names of towns and stuff down because I didn't know whether I'd be allowed to do that or whether it exists or not. So that answers that question. So yeah.
Of course, yeah. If you want to be let's say, part of a pirate crew that is known for sailing the seas around a certain continent, just add it in, and I'll make it part of the world.
Awesome.
So same for for example, let's say Lillian. Let's say that your master, left you a farm in his will. You know what I mean? If you want to add that farm, and when we find that farm, you can certainly have your own farm. Not a problem.
Okay.
So bear that in mind if you want to make your own farm. But yeah, in general, I'm all right with you guys doing that. But if you guys don't want to do that and you want me to take more control, just say so.
No, good.
It makes it a bit better if you kind of guys have some kind of say in how the world works.
Helps build the world up a bit more, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Different perspectives and such.
Let's just hang on for Tia 1 second. She'll just be right back.
Sorry.
So were you all right with that, Marie? Everything we said there, like being able to add your own bits and bobs into the world.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I just think it makes things better. If you want to have your own sea elf tribe, you know what I mean, then make it. It's fine by me.
Yeah, you're gonna regret saying that in a bit. I'm gonna give you all the lore. The only thing is, if we do create things that are us,
Yeah.
I would kind of consider them a bit part of our character, and I would like for us to kind of have some agency around that. So, like, if major plot points are going to revolve around that, maybe have a discussion with us prior to that, just to kind of see that we're all happy with the same direction that it's going to go in.
Yeah, sure, fine, yeah. Fine, not a problem.
Because there's nothing worse than creating something and then a DM goes, yeah, no, fuck that, bye.
Yeah, I'm with you, yeah, I'm with you. Just take me notes as we go.
And I know that might remove some of the mystery, but I think that that's better than the alternative.
Yeah.
Not sure what everyone else thinks of that, but that's my opinion.
Oh, I agree.
Everyone agreed, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright, so the next point is I'll go through at the end, because it's kind of some just creation questions I want you to bear in mind when you're making your character, so I'll do that last, and I'll post it in Discord as well, so you don't forget. So yeah, it is kind of going to be a longer campaign, depending on how fast you guys get through it. Especially with you wanting to be a kind of 50-50 sandbox railroad kind of thing. Obviously, there will be a story to it, but you know, you're about to embark on an adventure on a huge unexplored island, so there's no map. So I hope one of you's got the map making skill in real life and also on on your characters.
Real life, no. But apparently, as a sailor, I'm good at reading maps.
So, well, there is no map.
Maybe not right.
Hope you're good at drawing maps. Okay.
I'll steal a map.
Excellent.
Being a rogue.
Job done.
Okay, so has anyone got any issues with it being a longer campaign? Was anybody looking for more of just like a couple of sessions or something? Because I prefer to do slightly ones where you can be a bit more invested.
I like the long one.
Same. Longer the better.
Same.
Yeah, I don't want a campaign where I finish the campaign on level 2.
Excellent, great. Right. Alrighty, so one thing that I am planning to add into this campaign, now it is a bit of a spoiler, but I need to kind of mention it now because I don't want to do all the work and then people don't like it. So I'll mention it now, and then if you don't want it in the game, I won't put it in, you see. But I quite like the idea of it, but if you don't, I won't.
If you say tea parties, I'm...
There's no tea parties. Yeah. I took your feedback on board. So essentially you're all going to be representing somebody and heading for this unexplored island. Now, all the other nations will also be heading for the island at the same time, and will each have their own faction who are in competition with you to do whatever it is you're going to do on the island. I won't say too much to spoil the story so far, but the other nations will also be sending factions to the island as well. So the way I foresaw it is they would just become part of the story, and you would just run across them as you were exploring. I wasn't planning for any kind of reputation or anything that complicated, unless any of you particularly wanted that.
I would love it. Just some random rivals pop up here and there. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
Okey-dokey. Well, that was the idea. Yeah, is that you'll have another 5 or 6 nations each compete.
Yeah. Especially if it's shipbound, we'll recognize their flags and like, oh god, not these fuckers again.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. Yeah. So, yeah, they all have their own flags. So the other factions all have their own flags, and they all have their own captains as well. So,
Oh, that could actually. What I've been writing for the backstory, that could actually be really good.
Yes.
I'll post it to you later. And you'll understand what I'm on about.
I will, if you want, for your backstories. Would you like to know the names of the factions before at the end of session 0, in case any of you want to work it into your backstories?
I would.
Yeah.
not sure that's necessary unless we give you the backstory and you go, oh, actually, these guys could probably be there and there with you. Yeah, sure, I'll add those in. More like a collaborative thing. So
I
then
was
just
just
having
thinking
a
more
list of
along
names.
the lines of, like, for example, if Kraken at some point had anything to do with some of these sea factions, but with some of these other factions, since they're all probably,
Yeah, I actually want to talk to Medi afterwards and just go, can we just compare notes? Because I think that we would probably work together at some point. Because they have similar backstories. So.
Alrighty. So you would all have knowledge of the. I think. Well, I would assume, maybe apart from you, Lillian, after reading your backstory. I haven't read yours yet, Jen, but I would imagine most of you have some kind of nautical knowledge.
Yes.
Mine doesn't specifically, but kind of rogue, kind of hangs around the seedier parts.
Okie dokies, yeah. So dirty knowledge.
Yeah.
That's all good. Okay.
Around the docks.
I mean, she's a
So
noble, but
Sorry. Go on.
she's a noble, but kind of a disgraced family.
Okay.
Has she engaged often in theft around these docks?
She might have.
Then I think we could be friends.
All right. So we're all okay. You're all okay with the Hang on, we lost Ollie there.
No. I'm still here.
Oh.
It's just I opened my thingy first in
Okay.
in Chrome. I need to change to Firefox. All good.
So you're all happy with the other nations factions being involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell
Okay.
yes.
Alrighty. So the next question you already covered before. I think you asked it, Tio, about being able to ask questions around things you already know. So that's fine. I'm okay if you ever want to say, would my character know this? If it's not obvious to you, it's fine to ask that. Any new info that you would definitely not have known prior to me saying it, I'll highlight that so that you know that it's new info. For example, almost everything you're going to find out about this island is new info to all of you. So I'll highlight that it's new so you can make a note of it, because then your character will have that information for conversations later down the line.
Nice.
Okay?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So your background, any backstory you sent me, plus the backgrounds that you choose as part of your character creation thing, will affect the story. I will be doing personal arcs and
Nice.
dipping into your backstories and bringing things that you mention into the world and so on. So if you put in your backstory, make sure you before you stick it in, there's a chance you're going to see it. So don't put anything too horrible in there.
Yeah, my backstory kind of bleeds into the second level, so
Yeah,
it's kind of
cool,
giving you an idea of where the direction my character's going in.
Yeah, I'd rather have it like that. Like we said before, the more control you have, it's all good for me to build around. But you guys ultimately need to control your character's fate, if you know what I mean. So all right with that, your backgrounds and backstories and so on, having personal arcs and all that.
Yeah.
Feats, fine. I don't have any limitations. Just put what you want in there.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. They're in the rules. They're in the rules, aren't they? You know what I mean? You just use what you want.
By feats, sorry, the one that we choose at level 4, like
Yeah,
stuff,
you can put every
or
4 levels, don't you? I think.
so you don't mind which one we take?
I don't mind which one you take. No.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
cool.
Okay. So, next question. Next one. Mounts will at some point be in there, but they're not from the start. But I won't be making it. You're not gonna discover. You're not gonna discover. A human who owns a stable on this island. You know what I mean? So the chances of you finding mounts will probably need to be in the wild. Maybe some animal handling, stuff like that. It's not going to be as easy as, oh, okay, can I just buy a horse off you, sir?
One thing I wanted to point out, Phil, apologies to
Go on.
derail a bit, but speaking of feats, because I've already made my character, I asked Phil if instead of standard array like we normally use, I used point by, and he said that was okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
if anyone
good.
wants to use point by the way, it's fine.
What
Good.
is that?
Yeah, what's that?
It means you can
You
customize
get-
the points a bit more.
Yeah, you
But
get
basically, the higher the points there are,
20
the more cost. 27.
you get 27 points to distribute as you please.
Ah, oh, that's nice.
Wait, I'm confused. What do you mean?
So basically, instead of just having set points, like you put a 15, a 14, and a 13, and yada yada,
Right.
you can buy the points with a pool of points that you have. But the higher you go, the more points it costs. You are going to average out on about the same amount of points, but it just means that you can min-max a bit more. And for some classes that rely on like 3 stats instead of the normal 2, that's very useful.
Oh, okay. So how do you earn the points to spend then? To buy points?
You just start with 27. It's just a character creation. It has no effect on the game afterwards.
Oh, okay.
It's another way you can create a character. You know, you can roll your points. You can have standard array, and point by is just another method. But I just wanted to highlight that since I know not everyone's made the character and might not know that that was an option.
Right. Oh, I see what you mean now. Okay. Yeah. So it's basically it's Baldur's Gate. Yeah, Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
In calculators, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Because I got a couple of shitty rolls there. In all fairness, I got some good rolls as well, so I don't know.
Alrighty, let's wait for Lillian's just took a beer back.
But with this point calculator, is it still only a maximum of 18?
I think it only goes to 15, I believe, on the roll 20. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, but then you add your
Yes, your stat point. Yeah, you're right. You could go
your
18.
+2s and your +1s.
And if you're really cheeky, I suppose you could just go straight 18 on one of them. I mean, why not?
I'm back.
Hi, Lillian.
Wanna go back?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
You return.
Okay,
Mhm.
so next one to discuss. Are we all done with point by? And is everyone finished talking about that, or?
Yeah, I'll have a
Yeah.
play around with it, see what happens.
Are you alright with that?
I am.
You can do standard array, by the way. You don't have to do point by. Just the tier 1 to 2, so it's not a big deal for me.
Yeah, like it's not inherently better or worse. It's just different.
Okie dokie.
Alright, okay. So, bonus actions. Yeah. So, first off, to decide, potion drinking in this campaign, do you want it as an action or do you want it as a bonus action? I am fine with whatever the majority of you guys want.
I will say, because they've even implemented this in the new D&D version,
Bonus
action.
Yeah.
Yeah, bonus action, please.
Bonus action, okay, so potions are a bonus action. Okay, so anything else anybody particularly wants to be a bonus action? So for me, kind of, my overall ruling is, or general ruling,
It's kind of hard to say.
like, if your character wants to say something quickly on your turn, you know, if you decapitate somebody and then want to shout something, it's fine because you'll be able to do it simultaneously.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't need to use a bonus action to yell something to somebody, even though they can't respond until it's their turn. I'm fine with you guys just, you know, doing minor things on your turn as kind of like a, you know, let's call it a flourish. You want to do a flourish on your turn, that's fine. You don't need a bonus action for that. Anything else, anything in the spell book or in your actions that's stipulated a bonus action obviously already is, and then we'll say potions is a bonus action. So if you want to drink a health potion, it's a bonus action.
Right.
Okay.
I see. Okay, so repeated rolls. So yeah, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of this. I think if you search a room, yeah, and you've got no idea, or your character's got no idea there's a secret door there, and you want to search the room, and you roll low, yeah, and you don't find a secret door, I don't think we should be doing. Oh well, I want to roll again and again
Yeah,
and again
yeah,
until
yeah.
I find him. Because you just wouldn't do that in real life, would you? You wouldn't be like, oh, I didn't find anything, but I'll just check again another 50 times until I do. You know what I mean?
So
Like,
here's an interesting one, Phil.
yeah.
Say we have this exact scenario, and all 5 of us are in this room. One person searches, fails the roll miserably.
Mhm.
And we now have the other 4 pile on and go, oh, well, I'll search as well. I'll search as well. I'll search as well.
Yeah, so for me, I would say, if you knew, right? Yeah, let's say if you were, let's say you're in a temple, for argument's sake, and you found a bit of lore somewhere, or a note from some that says, in the library, or there is a secret door, right? Yeah, then I'd be okay with that, because your characters would be aware that there is one there, but you're just struggling to find it. But what I would say is, you would kind of get almost diminishing returns on that, if you like. So, if Kraken looks, yeah, and then Rosalind looks, and then Elira looks,
Then
and then
that's the reason that this door is very hard to find.
yeah, then every time you don't find it, I will add 1 to the difficulty check to make it ever increasingly difficult. If you know what I mean, because I don't think it should be something where, if there's a secret in a room, we shouldn't just be able to throw as many dice as possible at it until we find it. I don't think that's I don't like how that works.
Yeah.
How do you rule the help action in these scenarios?
I've got that further down.
Okay.
He's
I
thought
was
of
just
everything.
thinking- I was just thinking that.
Question for you actually about this. So what about if we see, for example, a statue, right?
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, I want to see if my character knows anything about the statue, what she remembers, maybe she reads something about this. So we roll history, for example, and then it's like really bad, like 5, right? And then you say, okay, I don't remember anything, but what about if I touch the statue to see for like hidden buttons and so on? Can you do different rolls one after another, or if one failed, it is failed and that's it?
I'm sorry, my Discord cut out and made like a
Oh.
mad noise halfway through that. I'm really sorry. I was trying to tell you to stop, but it was just going.
Okay,
Sorry, go again.
I'll try. Okay, so let's say this statue, right?
Yeah.
And my character would like to know if she remembers anything about the statue. Maybe she read something about the show's history.
Okay,
And
so let me just
you
stop
say,
you there. Let me just stop you there for a second. So your character is stood in front of a statue,
yeah,
and your character looks at the statue, and your character is trying to remember. Do I know what this is? Have I seen her before? So
Yeah.
she rolls a intelligence history check or whatever to try and see if she can go back in her memory and remember what it is. Okay, yeah.
yes,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then let's say I didn't roll high enough, like I rolled 5, which isn't enough.
And you can't.
So,
Okay, yeah.
and then I would say to you, okay, she doesn't. You said to me she can't remember anything, but then I say, okay, can I investigate the statue? I want to touch the statue and see if I find hidden buttons or anything unusual on it. Is that the count as ability for all to do different things on the same
So,
object?
because that's 2 different things. You trying to remember you trying to remember. Oh, do I know this statue? I'm sure I remember. I've seen this woman or man somewhere before.
Mhm.
And trying to remember is different from investigating the statue to see if it moves or whether it's got any hidden buttons on it. Yeah, they're both fine. What I
Okay.
would let you do is, if you rolled history to remember, you couldn't remember, and then roll religion, because it's essentially the same thing. You know what I mean? You're still, it's
Mhm.
still your memory that you're tapping into, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
So yeah, if you're using a different thing, fine.
Okay.
All right. Anything else about repeated rolling?
No. All good.
Everyone all good with that? Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Okey-dokey. So, downtime. So, what I want all of you to put into your characters is you all need a small job or a hobby, similar to what Ollie has done there with her wild water wonders. Basically collecting shit off a beach and selling it to spazzes in a bar.
Question:
Yeah.
Is drinking a hobby?
It can be if you want it to be. Yeah, it can be if you want it to be. Something that you can basically do. So I'm talking like skinning, hunting. You know what I mean? Like jewelry making. You can even be a barber if you want. You know what I mean? Just some kind of skill that you could also do.
Muscle for hire.
So, my background, my character is essentially looking for information about a betrayal that
Uh-huh.
was made against her family.
Yeah.
Would that suffice?
Yeah. So what you're what like a torturer trying to torture people for information or?
Try like a spy.
Yeah.
I think what Phil's kind of getting at is, say we're out in the middle of the jungle, we've just hunted something, we have a bit of downtime while we're waiting for the food to cook. What would your character do?
Yeah, like a little bit of a hobby or a skill, something like that.
Sorry, my headset's gone off.
All right, no worries.
Kind of like professions in like
Yeah,
MMOs.
kind of, yeah.
When you're not doing
So,
a
like,
raid, what are you doing? You're making pots.
Yours could be yours could be arm wrestling or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just wait for Jen's headset to be back.
No, you're on speaker now.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay.
Aye.
Cool.
That's why I don't
Boom,
do
that voice,
wireless.
Alrighty. So, we can do. So, are you all right with that? Just giving yourselves a little hobby or profession, just in your backstories. Cool. So to answer your question, Jen, if your kind of almost job is being a spy, just kind of think if you could turn that into anything kind of to some way of like either distracting yourself on downtime or benefiting the group somehow, or do you know what I mean? Maybe you can read code or do thieves' cant. Well, you can already do that as a rogue anyway, I suppose. But
Yeah, it's probably be like reading through papers that I've stolen.
yeah,
trying to
sure,
find
yeah.
information.
That's fine. Okay. So inspiration, I do like inspiration and will use it.
Yay!
Yay.
So inspiration for similar to any of you who played Baldur's Gate 3. If you do something particularly well in character, you'll get an inspiration point. For example, let's say if the bard manages to sing in sleep.
Phil, sorry for interrupting. Do you want to wait for Tio to explain it because she's back?
Oh, is she? I didn't even realize she'd gone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, she's back.
Oh, this is.
Sorry, I had to sort the cat out.
I was just saying, we're going to use inspiration.
Okay.
So, again, inspiration points rewarded for you doing something particularly well in character. So, for example, you singing a monster to sleep, inspiration point. Elira.
Now you know I'm adding that to my list of things to do, right?
Yeah.
Yay! In-game singing.
Elira pickpocketing gold from a pirate, or information on a it's an assassination, or Kraken wrestling a giant crab to the ground, something like that. Will all be rewarded with inspiration and so on. All right with that?
Yeah.
So help action. Yeah, said before. So aiding each other. It has to make sense. Okay? So I'm happy for the aid action to be a thing, but it'll only give advantage under circumstances. So for example, if Ollie's character is trying to knit a sweater to keep herself warm, on a cold, stormy night, and Kraken rolls the help action, that's not going to make any difference, because how do you help somebody knit? You know what I mean? Yes, it gives you a chance to re-roll a bad roll. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It has to make sense. Also, you have to be able to do what you're trying to help someone with. So, if Kraken is trying to, take a run and jump over something, or Kraken wants to try and climb a high wall, because he's a big, muscly, heavy orc, the chances of the bard
Most
or
of
the sorcerer being able to lift Kraken up is low. So it has to make sense what you're trying to aid with. But for example, Lillian is an artificer who's at some point probably going to have some kind of idea about how to use gadgets and devices and so on. If she wants to help somebody create a weapon, or let's say you were trying to build a tent on the beach or something like that, chance of her being able to offer aid with that is good, so that would give you advantage. So it just as long as it makes sense, it can be done.
Sweet.
Yeah. If it doesn't make sense, you can still help, it just won't give advantage. It will just be pointless. But you can still try. Everyone alright with how that works?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Multiple attempts at the same thing. I know we kind of covered that a little bit with the secret door, but I'm talking more about kind of lockpicking here, if you know what I mean, like that kind of thing. If you try and lockpick a door and you fail, and you try again and try again and try again, I'll just increase the difficulty every time. But you can still try it if you want to. Same with if you're, if you want to smash a door down, it would be the opposite way round. If you throw yourself at the door and it doesn't break, if it was Kraken probably doing it, it would more than likely weaken every point, so the difficulty check would become lower every try. But if Ollie's throwing a, little weedy sorcerer at the door, you know what I mean? It's just going to keep bouncing off it and not making any difference to it at all. You know what I mean? So, again, I'll do these difficulty checks based on what makes sense at the time.
Yeah.
Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, critical fails and critical... so nat 1s and nat 20s, basically. Or just critical misses. So, we'll do what we've always done, and for those that you played with me before, if you critically roll a natural 1, or roll a natural 20, something good or something really bad will happen, which I'll decide at the time. But kind of, if you roll kind of like, let's just say you roll a red 6 for argument's sake, yeah? I won't make that as bad as if you roll a 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so, essentially, it might be that you swing your weapon, you swing your weapon in a wide arc to try and decapitate a siren, but you roll in that 1 and you just fling your sword into the sea by mistake. You know what I mean? So that kind of thing. But again, I won't make it. It will always make sense. If you want to try and pull a tree out of the ground, it doesn't matter if you roll nat 20 or not. The chance of you being able to do that is just slim, unless you use something to help you.
That's my hobby. Attempted to pull trees out of the ground.
Professional tree slugger.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone all right with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Stealth. Again, I'm all right with kind of how stealth works, and I'm all right with you using it mid-combat. I'm all right with you going into stealth before combat start. If you know you're about to make an attack, I'm okay with you going into stealth beforehand. I'm okay with you going into stealth mid-fight. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty easy with stealth as long as you make the right rolls. If you are wearing heavy armor, you just always roll disadvantage, and so on. Again,
What do you mean very easy going with stealth? So say we're on a field, and
Yeah.
I want to hide,
yeah, you can't.
but there isn't cover.
Yeah,
So is it stealth with the caveat that there has to be cover of some form?
you have to be able to stealth basically. So you can't just crouch in a ball in the middle, on a grassy plain, with a herd of wildebeest heading towards you, and God, I hope they don't see me.
Can we stealth behind Kraken?
Yeah, you could stealth. If you're smaller than it, you can stealth behind it, so you could hide behind him. Yeah, yeah, I'm all right with that. Yeah, as long as it makes what you want to do make sense.
We couldn't all hide behind Kraken, though, could we?
No, line.
No, probably not.
I don't know. I'm pretty big. I did write him down. I think he put it down as 7'2", quite
Jeez.
stocky. So.
Two of us.
Wow.
So you could hide in a barrel, but I would imagine probably Elira and Rosalind wouldn't be able to hide in the same barrel because you are adults still at the end of the day, aren't you? So But yeah, you need to have a way to stealth, whether that be behind a tree, up a tree, in a bush. If you're in the middle of nowhere, you can't just go, shit, stealth. You know what I mean? Because you can't stealth behind anything.
I don't know if it's just like a grassy field. I'm green. I could blend in.
And we'll see how it goes from there. But it would just mean that the DC was higher.
Yeah.
Speaking of stealth, are you going to be using passive perception?
Yes, I will be using passive perception. Since there'll be a lot of things on the island that you haven't seen,
How will you be using it?
Say again, sorry?
How will you be using it? Will you be using ours as well as enemies, or vice versa?
Yeah, I'll be using both. Absolutely. So, enemies will all have their own passive perception. If you just stroll, if you're like, oh well, we just want to follow this path and we want to sing a sea shanty while we're going at the top of our lungs, then yeah, they're gonna hear you.
Good.
They
should hear us.
Yeah.
I will herald our march through the island.
But same goes. If there's a kobold hiding in a bush waiting to ambush you and it sneezes, your passive perception would hear it. I wouldn't make you roll perception for that. All right. So, next I kind of wants to just mention the hide rule, just relatively quickly. So if you're hiding somewhere, and you want to make an attack whilst hiding, that would be at disadvantage unless you specifically say to me that you want to come out of your hiding spot. So if you imagine like
Can I rule lawyer here a bit?
Go on.
I believe it is that you do the attack and then you have to roll stealth again versus their perception.
Yeah,
so you can be hide.
But I'd want to know that you were doing that, if you know what I mean. So if you're gonna fire your a short bow, if you're hiding behind a bush, if you're hiding in a bush, for example, right? Let's say you're hidden in a bush. I would imagine it's probably pretty difficult to load to string a bow whilst in a bush. Yeah. So I would probably kind of want you to say, I step out the bush, I find my bow, and then I'm going to roll stealth to go back in, if you know what I mean. Or use the hide action, or whatever. But bear in mind, are we saying the hide action is a bonus action? I think it only is for certain races, right?
Only for orcs, as far as I know.
No, I think some of the races have it as a racial, don't they?
I don't know.
Rogues do, but I don't know about wood elves maybe, but no.
I think goblins, wood elves, and halflings can hide as a bonus action, can't they?
I'm not sure about wolf elf or wood elves.
Even with rogue, I think it depends on your subclass.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're probably right.
Can I ask a question about this? Because this is actually one of the things that they tried to screw me over with in the first campaign.
Yeah,
so, fog obscures all visibility. The spell, I think it's called.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it reduces visibility, doesn't it? Yeah.
So what I did during the fight was it was an ambush. There was a tree that had been felled and blocking the road. Mm-hmm. So what I did was I cast the fog at the middle of the tree trunk, and then so there was a bit of the tree sticking out either end of it. So what I did was I used the tree as a point of reference. I kept my hand on it to move backwards and forwards through the fog cloud, popping out of the cloud to attack, only to jump back in.
Okay.
Would that kind of mechanic still be allowed?
Yeah, you can dive in and out of fog, but fog doesn't work the same as cover. Fog just obscures an area. It's not like cover where you literally can't see.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how to.
Let's put it this way. If I was the DM here, the first couple of times you probably would get a bonus to vision either through disadvantage or something. But eventually they're going to know, like, yeah, he's in there.
Exactly,
yeah, but the area of it's quite big. And the fact that I've got a point of reference to move around in there, whereas they have no idea. Yeah, they've got no idea where I'm coming out.
I would be okay if like kind of Tia just said, that if you're in and out of this sphere of fog, that eventually they would think, well, he's in, even though they might not know your exact location, they might decide to just cast a wind spell like gust of wind or something that the fogs are blowing away. Or
Oh yeah, I know there's counters to it, but if
Yeah,
they didn't, because the other guy was basically saying he was just rolling, saying they're taking a random shot. Oh, they've hit you, but there was no way for them to know where I was, and I could have
It would
even
at
been.
least be at disadvantage, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
it would be a disadvantage. Yeah, if they fired into fog, it would be a disadvantage.
Or if you counted as cover and you up the AC. Either way.
Well, that was the thing as well. You know, I could have been behind the log, in the fog. So even if they had attacked at the right spots, you know, I'm a
Speaking
gnome.
of, are you gonna use cover rules?
Yeah, well, I would want you to specifically say that, if you know what I mean. Like, so if you'd be like, right, okay, so I've the fog cloud's over the log, and I move out the fog cloud, I cast firebolt, and then I move back in and behind the log, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
you
you've got
specifically
to
say
have
it.
you got to have enough movement to be able to move in and out of.
Yeah. See, I was very careful to perform that little maneuver to the book, but even as I was doing it, you know, things were brought up to, you know, screw me over. So.
I think the again, if you were kind of hidden behind the log, I guess it would be they would have disadvantage on pretty much everything they fired into the fog anyway. If you were in there, but if you specifically said, you know, you were hidden behind the log, the chances of them hitting you are very slim, aren't they? So. So everyone right with that?
Yep.
Yeah. I just posted cover rules for reference.
Oh, I know the rules. I read the rules. That's why I did the maneuver in the first place.
Yeah.
But it was, you know, interpreted differently, only to be told at the very end, after I'd been killed and all sorts. Oh, you were right. Yes, I know I was right. That's why I was doing it. Yeah.
Speaking of Phil, death. Or wait, that's further down.
Yeah, I'm there. I've got that further down. Alrighty.
You
So
killed 2 of my characters.
Vendors will trade. So there's going to be a little bit of an odd economy, because obviously this undiscovered island you go into probably will typically not have, you know, such a great market.
Bartering.
You will have exactly. So
Yeah.
you will have vendors from the mainland who will undoubtedly be on the island, as you know, because I've just discussed factions who will trade in normal currency. So you will have things you can sell to them, things you can buy from them, but most of the trading you do with island folk will be done in bartering or trading item for item. You know, you might have to hand in a load of snake heads to get that nice dagger that you want or something. You know.
This is where my Elder Scrolls skills come in handy. I loot everything.
Yeah, there you go then. Yeah. So everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Typical currency rules. So I think it's 10 silver is 10 gold is 1 platinum, 10 silver is 1 gold, 10 copper is 1 silver.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, identifying an attunement. Yeah, you have to identify an item before you can attune to it. So you can attune yourself to an item, but that won't reveal what it does. So you still wouldn't know how to use it. Attune would just mean you're able to use it. So the attunement will not reveal what it does. It will only. It will literally.
Say for example, I pick up a ring. I have no idea what it does, but it gives me 2 AC.
Yeah.
You know that. I don't. I have the ring. It's on me. Would that still be working?
Yeah. If the ring, for example, just gives you resistance to something, or gives you the Blair effect, you know, so you get 2 AC or something like that, that would still happen because you don't need to do anything to make it happen. But for example, if a staff, for example, gave you, if you could use the staff to cast, I don't know, fog cloud, if you say it like that, you wouldn't know that it did that, so you wouldn't just be able to do that. If you know what I mean. You with me?
Yeah.
identify and attunement, two separate things.
Things can happen, but you can't make things happen.
Yeah, things happen, but you can't force it if you don't know to force it. Everyone okay with that?
Yeah. Kind of like the idea of that, not knowing what it's going to do, and then all of a sudden it just fucking does something. You're like, oh shit!
Base, yeah. Okay. I haven't really used this in campaigns before, but I've never really thought of it up until I was doing some reading the other day. Item resizing. If you kill an ogre and it has an iron helmet, this is an ogre-sized iron helmet, would it automatically shrink to fit the bard? Or would the bard have to, at some point, take it somewhere to be resized? Now, for me, I'm for the latter. I think that we shouldn't just magically shrink items unless they specifically do magically shrink.
Yeah.
I'd say very powerful magical items potentially could do that, but
Yeah, of course.
otherwise,
yeah, like legendary items and stuff like that. Yeah, but if you want to, if you kill a storm giant, you can't loot its club. For example, it wouldn't just shrink down to being a club, like a normal sized club. It would still be a giant club.
How big are they, by the way?
Big.
Oh, right, okay.
Bigger than your 7 foot something.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, you could just.
All right. Spells will react with the environment, so you can't cast Fireball underwater. If you cast Fog Cloud in the wind, it'll blow away. All okay with that kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question.
Go on.
Thunderclap on the water.
Thunderclap on the world? You mean to
Ooh.
kind of make a tidal wave kind of thing?
Well, that and just electricity in the water.
Yeah, water conducts electricity. Wouldn't that buff it?
I don't think thunder is electricity, is it? Thunder's thunder.
Oh, sorry, lightning. My bad.
Lightning on water would electrify the water, yeah.
Cool.
Alrighty.
How does spellcasting focus work?
I've got that a bit further down. In fact, that's the
Okay.
next point. That's the next point. So, spell components, and I'll leave this up to you guys. So, in my other 2 campaigns, usually I don't bother with spell components, and I let you just have foci that you can just use instead of components. However, if you guys would rather have components, I'm also alright with that. How do you guys want that to be? I'm not a huge fan of them, but if you guys would like them to be in for that kind of extra bit of realism, I'm okay.
No, I hate it. At least for me.
As a former wizard, that was one thing I was dreading, and I was thankful that no one actually used them. So, and I don't think I'd have to use them as this character anyway. So,
As a person who's played Ranger in another campaign where you need like 100 goals worth of something to summon a beast or something, and someone else is holding on to all the gold.
oh
Yeah,
god,
I don't
no.
know.
Yeah, so I'm not a massive fan of spell components. So, and I'm guessing that you guys aren't.
Yeah, I'm happy for us to ignore spell components.
Okie dokie.
Here, here.
Lillian, any thoughts?
I think it's best to ignore them as well.
Ignore them. Okie dokie. We'll just see what Tio thinks when he comes back, and then.
As far as I know, Tio doesn't like them either, but maybe her opinion changed over time.
Alrighty. Does everyone want to take a quick break, because we've been going for an hour and 30? So, if you want to take a quick break and go for a wee, get a cup of tea and so on, and then I'll be back at 21:30.
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty.
Oh, put the music back on. Put the music back on.
Which one do you want? The LeChuck music?
Yeah.
Alright, hang on. Put it back on for you now. You ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, be right back, Zach.
Same. Be right back.
You're back.
Welcome back. I'm just eating. I
Uh,
do have a question
Yeah, go on.
about spell casting and spell focus,
Uh-huh.
and it's an extremely selfish question.
Go on.
So at level 4, we can take extra feats and whatnot.
Yeah.
I can take something called Warcaster, which means that I can cast without a focus,
Uh-huh.
which means I can dual wield swords or whatever I want to use, and also cast spells without having to.
Hold your focus.
Yeah, exactly. Is that something that we're going to be using,
Yeah, fine.
or am I
Yeah.
okay to have it not without that?
We'll be using
That's
spell.
like I said,
If we're
we're
not
using spell focus.
if we're not using spell components, we'll be using spell focuses.
Okay. Good.
What was
Because
your?
because the reason was I was going to go dualist, and I wanted there to make sure that there was a reason for me to do that.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, by the way, what was your thought on? Would you rather have focus or components?
A focus.
I'm back.
So, yeah. That's what we kind of decided on. Just before you went AFK is so no components, but if you're a caster, you need to use your foci.
Yeah, no problem.
And
Because
that's
otherwise, I
one-
wouldn't want to be in a situation where you go, "Oh yeah, you don't need your focus," and I'm like, "But then I could have got this really cool build."
Is everybody back,
Phil.
by the way?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm checking everyone's back before I answer you.
Ah.
Lily and Jen both back.
yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, go ahead, Ollie. What are you saying?
I don't understand this focus thing that you're mentioning.
So we either have components or focuses. So, like for example, if your spell focus as a sorcerer, as your sorcerer is some kind of I don't know. Let's say it's like a glowing blue crystal or something like that. You have to have that in your hand when you cast spells.
Can be on you, like a bracelet, for example.
I don't have to check that.
As long as you're wielding it. So if your bracelet is your focus, you then have to grasp it to be able to
You have
cast.
to hold it.
You
Yeah,
have to activate it. It could be a
okay.
staff. It could be a necklace, but if it's a necklace, you have to grasp it with your hand to, make contact with the focus.
Okay.
It's way better than having to use components and then go searching for more components to replace those components after you use them.
Oh yeah, I hate components. No way.
Yeah,
I would want
you've
to do
just got.
that.
Yeah, you just got to keep your focus safe.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So, next question. If in the event of a TPK, yeah, I've kind of got
TPK?
two options. TPK, total party kill.
Oh.
So you're all dead. So I've kind of got two options, but if any of you have got a third or fourth option, feel free to mention it. So, would you rather have it? Well, I suppose there is three options. The first option is that we just end the campaign, but I'm pretty sure nobody would want that.
No.
Okay. The second option is we do kind of a time pass. So, maybe a few years would pass and another adventuring group would head out to the island. Or you can do a faction switch, and you can make a character based on one of the other factions that is still alive on the island.
This will probably depend on what we know about that at that point.
Yeah, indeed. But I just want to see what people's thoughts are about that.
Could there be a fourth option? Well, obviously, sailing to this island with a goal in mind. People want to claim this island. So I'm guessing we're going. It's not just going to be us on the ship. So as the same faction, could we just switch to other members of that party?
Essentially, yeah, but I would want I would want them to almost already be on the crew at the start, if you know what I mean. Like,
well, that's what I mean. That we'd all be setting sail as a crew together. We're just like the landing party type of thing, and then the other crew members are waiting for the order and all that. But if something happens to us, then they send out the next lot type of thing.
Yeah, I'd be happy. I'd be happy with that. I guess it depends on how the story is at the time. Like, if you're going on a huge ship that has a huge crew, then that would be an option. If you go on a small sloop, Where
Right,
only
right,
where
right.
it's literally just the captain and you lot. You know what I mean? Or or the helmsman and you lot. Then that wouldn't be a thing. It depends on how you end up there.
Right.
So
Apart from that, cancelling the campaign, I do quite like the idea of having options.
just something to think about. You don't have to decide this now because hopefully there'll never be a TPK. You know what I mean? So because they're sad. But
Question I want to ask everyone: how do you all feel about your character dying?
yeah, that's the next point.
Don't want it to happen, but I know it can happen, and I'm up for making it another one to to carry on the story. Yeah.
I probably would advise at some point for people to at least, you don't have to make it, but at least have an idea of what you'd want to do if your character dies.
Sometimes two.
Yeah, sometimes two. If, maybe three.
Oh God. He's going for a new
Don't
world
kill
record here.
Yeah. Yeah, just for the in joke, he's already. I'm on my third character in his campaign because he's killed the other two.
It was, I mean, to be fair, even I was surprised at that second death. I just can't know where that
Just came out of nowhere.
at all.
Yeah, I love this character. Oh shoot, he's got a dagger through her throat. Oh no.
Yeah, you literally just owned an entire pack of those of those plagued orcs, and then that last one, it was on 1 HP, just overkilled you, just ripped your throat out, dead on the spot. Just rolled like a fucking 30, didn't he, or something like that. So yeah, death is a thing. Resurrection, yeah, pretty rare. None of you at your current, at least for your first few levels, or first many levels, aren't going to have the power to resurrect people. However, as your adventures go on, you may meet people that can, yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe you have to pay them, maybe you have to do something for them, maybe you have to go and retrieve something to make the resurrection work. I'm okay with resurrection being a thing. The only thing is, if one of the party dies and they don't want to be resurrected, yeah, we can't force anyone, because it might be someone who's not enjoying playing the character, or somebody who wants to roll something new. If they don't want to be resurrected, they won't be resurrected.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you'll just end up resurrecting an angry spirit. You won't get the character back. So just a note: don't try and force any of your your party to into a resurrection they don't want.
So leave a will, guys, so we know what to do if it does happen.
Yeah. So kind of death exhaustion. Well, I didn't do this in either of the other campaigns, but I did read a rule of it somewhere, and I quite like the idea of it. So if you die, yeah, and I don't mean knocked unconscious, by the way. I mean actually die in the middle of combat, yeah, and are resurrected in combat back to 1 health again, you would have a first level of exhaustion. If you die again and you res, you'll have second level, and so on. Because essentially, you couldn't have someone just die 5 times and be brought back 5 times and have no effects.
Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah. So if you keep going down and getting resurrected again on 1 health, you'll get a level of exhaustion for every time that happens. Everyone cool with that?
Yeah, to a maximum of
6, I think, and then on 6 you're just dead.
Right. Okay. Sounds fair.
Dead.
Cruel and unusual punishment. I'll save all my healing words for that.
Okay, instant death. So if you take this is exactly what happened to Tio's character, by the way. If you take your current hit points and damage, and the rest of the damage taken exceeds your total health, you are dead. Instantly dead. No death saving rolls. You are just dead.
Yeah.
Outright. You can still be resurrected, but by the methods I said before. But there's no rolls. There's nothing if you're. So if you have a 30 health maximum, and you get hit and you're on 20 health and you get hit for 31, you're dead.
Yeah.
All right with that, everyone?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, kinda.
So 2 short rests between long rests. So you can't just continually short rest over and over and over again. You can have a maximum of 2 short rests between every long rest.
Makes sense.
Sounds good.
Okay with that, yeah?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So, gathering is a thing. Yeah, you will be on an uncharted island with lots of things you've never seen before, having to survive in the wilderness. You won't have homes on the island. I mean, you can build yourselves one if you want, obviously, but you won't have homes on the island at first. So, gathering, hunting, camping, cooking, all things you're going to have to do.
Oh, like I know in the past we just said, oh yeah, I'm going to eat like 1 rations, for example. So what about this campaign? Do you want us to track food exactly, or
Yeah, I
like?
want you to track food. So if you decide to kill something and skin it and cook it, I'll tell you how many rations that works out at, and then you can just put it in your inventory. So yeah, I do want you to track your rations.
Cool.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Sorry, I meant to mention before. For the death save rule, 1 to 10 is a fail, 10 to 20 is a pass.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
If you roll a 10, by the way, probably just re-roll it. No, that's 11 to 20. Sorry, we'll make 11 to 20 is a pass, 1 to 10 is a fail. All right.
Mhm.
Okay. So, last couple of things then. So, for me, immersion into the campaign is really, really important. I love doing the role play. I do all the voices for the NPCs, as you all know. And I really want everyone to stay in character as much as possible. I don't like it when it ends up becoming a discussion amongst us as opposed to the characters actually being in D&D.
Yeah.
So, if we can keep that immersion to it's really important for me that I don't like all this, like 5 normal people having a debate instead of like D&D characters just playing the game. Everyone alright with that?
Uh-huh.
Okie dokie. So,
I
kind of
might struggle with voices.
yeah, I mean, you only have to do your own character, don't you? And if your voice is your character's voice, and that's it, as long as we know that's you, you know what I mean? So,
Job
it's,
done.
yeah. But I mean, what I mean is if even if you're not doing a voice, if you like, you're still talking as if you are your character, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Is that all right? Yeah.
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 Thing.
We'll give it a go.
Okay. So, just a couple of things to be aware of, things that I'm. So I've already mentioned metagaming. I've already mentioned. And by the way, I don't mind doing a little bit of out of character stuff. By the way, that's fine as long as we just keep the immersion levels there for everybody. It's fine. So whatever works for you, Jen. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure you'll make it work somehow. Whether you if you don't want to do voices or whatever, you just do whatever you want to do. You know.
Right.
Sometimes I'd like to expedite things. It's like if we're talking about something that we did for like 3 sessions ago and we're trying to recap it all over again for an NPC, sometimes we'll just say, yeah, we'll just recap that.
Yeah, we
If
can just
that's all right.
recap it. Yeah, fine. Yeah, fine. And the only one other thing that I want to kind of, one thing I don't like is main character syndrome. You know what I mean? Where it feels like the story's based around one character and everybody else is a supporting member of the cast, because that's not what it should be. All 5 of you should feel that it's your story, not that you just not that 4 of you follow one other person around. But I don't think there's any fear of that happening. By the way, I just want to avoid it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okie dokie.
Like my other campaign is, I came on this adventure and all I got was this stinking bow.
And a tea party.
On a t-shirt.
A never-ending tea party.
Any of you guys want to? That's the end of my list, pretty much, apart from a few like cosmetic things. So has anybody else got anything they want to discuss, talk
Yeah.
about, ask?
Storytelling versus combat.
Mhm.
What balance people want.
Yeah, that's a good question.
So RP versus combat.
I didn't understand the question. Can you explain what you mean?
So
What
in a
kind of
session, how much of the session do you want to dedicate to RP, and how much of the session do you want to dedicate to combat?
I mean, if it was up to me, it would be 90% combat and 10% RP. But let's not do it like that because I just love combat. I could have combat all the time.
As long as we don't have a session that is 100% RP, I think that's a good bar to have. You know.
I don't know. It depends what you're doing in the RP. I mean, if you're like trying to like figure out puzzles or riddles and stuff like that, I think that's enough to keep me engaged without having to do combat. But if it's just basically walking around talking to people the whole session, then I can see how that can get a bit tedious. When you you want a bit of action, you want to be doing something.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Okay. Let me add that to the notes here at the bottom.
Which also adds another question. Puzzles. What does everyone think about puzzles?
I'm a huge fan of them, by the way. But,
Yeah.
but I'm happy to go with what you guys say.
I like puzzles. Yes. Actually, I wouldn't mind if you bring some in.
Yeah.
I don't think I've encountered any puzzles in D&D yet. I've been playing for
Which
about
side does the
2
spoon
years.
go? Sorry.
I told you, I don't think she's been enjoying any of the campaigns.
Lily?
We stopped Lost Mines of Fandelver before we got through it.
God.
Lily, what do you think?
I don't like puzzles.
You don't
It's
like
good to
them.
say.
Fair enough. So, I guess if some people like them and some people don't, I just won't go too heavy on them. I'll just maybe one every now and again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that all right? Is that all right with you, Lil? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. So balance. Okay. What about investigations, if you like? Similar to how I know you went in the Thursday campaign, Lillian, but the manor house that you did, where you were kind of investigating. It wasn't necessarily a puzzle, but you were trying to get to the bottom of a mystery. Do people like that kind of thing or not?
I like it as long as there's a clear sense of, oh, this is where the DM is trying to take us. We can look here. If you're just aimlessly walking from room to room and just throwing stuff everywhere just to see what sticks, that's not really fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, it have to be more or less clear path what we need to do before we
Okay.
just go forever.
Yeah.
So not too much of an open investigation, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
The manor
it
house
depends
was
on how
done
it's
well.
done. As long as there's like, oh, okay, this is what we need to find. We need to look for something that happened here. Okay, there's a clear clue that's happening here. Right, we've got a trail. We can follow that. Where is the trail? Oh, it's there. We need to find that thing. But if you're just aimlessly walking around and going, I have no clue what we're even doing here. We're just trying to stumble upon something.
You
Excellent.
wouldn't want to be put in an escape room with no clues, would you?
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
See, the manor house you did in the other campaign, that was the first situation that I've had like that before, and I think you did it really well. You were given the clues to how the story has taken place and what we were on the trail of what actually happened there.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed. So I've got down for your point there then, Tio. So combat RP, people prefer a balance, so not too much of either. Not too many puzzles, just maybe sparsely dotted about the campaign, and clear clues during investigations.
Yes. I mean, they don't have to be super obvious, but not so that we're just not wandering aimlessly,
Yeah.
you know?
To the point where you at least know what your objective is.
Yes.
Okay, I've got that. Anything more on your point there, T?
No.
Anybody else? Anything else you want to bring up?
No, quite happy with that.
Yes. One
Oh,
thing
yeah.
from me, please. basically, there are always more active players and there are more passive players. I consider myself a passive player, to be honest. But sometimes passive players also like to be included, because I did have in the past that some people just like whenever there's a new NPC, they're like, I'm talking to them, I'm talking to them, I'm talking to them, and you're like, well, never mind, I just stand here then, because it feels rude to interrupt people who are already talking. It would be nice if passive people can be included sometimes and also be considered that they might want to talk to NPCs. So, just saying, not pointing at anyone specifically, just saying in general, passive people want to speak to NPCs sometimes.
Yeah, I think that probably fits in with what I said about main character syndrome. We don't want anyone to feel like they're just a supporting act, if you know what I mean.
Again, like for example, for me, it would be nightmare if I had to be the main talker, because I don't really like it. Like I said, just sometimes to be nice to be remembered that you're being there. That's all I'm saying.
Of course. Right, I've got that in. Anybody else?
That's why I've put my charisma up on my character, is I pass rolls rather than have to work my way through a conversation.
So, anyone else got any points do you want to add to the list?
I don't know if anyone has anything that they absolutely does not want to see in the campaign.
Yeah, oh, that's a good point. Actually, I missed that point. That was further at the top. I meant to come back to that. Yeah, is there anything that's like particularly a sensitive subject to people? I know you've told me, Tio, you're not a huge fan of, like, child murder and stuff like that, or at least in detail.
Yeah, like as long as there's no descriptions, I'm okay. But yeah, this goes too far.
You don't want a character to go, I kill the child, and then for the DM to say, how do you want to do this?
Essentially, yes, that's exactly it. Or if we come across like child corpses, I don't want to hear the descriptions more than, oh, they're dead.
Yeah,
what killed them?
There's some dead children, that's it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Anybody got anything else they're particularly sensitive about that they don't want included at any point? I mean, bear in mind, I'm making this sound like I usually make really graphically horrible campaigns. I don't. I just want to make sure that I don't put anything in that's going to particularly offend anyone.
I know people all have their own like opinions and stuff, but like political shit that's going on in the real world, I do not want to hear anything about that in game.
Yeah, nah.
Like all that woke crap and anything like that. I mean, I understand people have to, you guys could be into it and all that, but it wouldn't bother. Well, it would bother. It wouldn't bother me if it turns up on it, but it would annoy me, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I think if you want to have political debate about the make-believe political characters that are in this game.
Yeah. That's all right.
Why waste a good D&D session to debate politics anyway?
Exactly.
It's a good thing to do.
Unfortunately, there are those people out there, and in an RP situation, something like that could come up as like a minor thing, but then it could get blown up and become a big thing. So
why would you bring the real world into a roleplay? I don't understand that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand it either, but it's happened before in other games, so.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Anybody else?
Okay. Not really. Like, doesn't really bother me. Anything. Like, I'm okay with pretty much whatever.
Yeah, I've liked what I heard so far. I call these the common sense rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to go through them.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Anything else? Any other rulings anyone wants to talk about? Anything at all?
I don't think so. Like I said, this is still pretty new to me.
My list has been thoroughly exhausted.
I'm also good.
I don't think anyone should like go into a situation like Leroy Jenkins.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
No, I'd never do that anyway. But yeah.
At least give us the opportunity to stop you.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Because my other campaign, we actually kicked someone from the group because he wouldn't stop doing that.
Well, yeah, that was the other thing that was kind of ruining the first one, because there was just one guy and he just, yeah, I'm running in.
I'm going up to the guard and going to hit him.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh,
You've
God.
not even spoken to him yet.
I know, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That was why I like the idea where you said, like, if you do kill someone, there is going to be consequences, because that happened in the same person, same campaign. I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Oh, I actually have one more thing. I don't know why whenever I say something in comms, it goes way more angry than I meant to happen. So I try to say it as nice as possible. I'm not a big fan personally because so in the atmosphere, at least for me, if people doing something in the background and don't mute themselves properly, like I've been playing D&D with people
Oh,
who were
yeah.
playing World of Warcraft in the background, and you could hear murmurs
Yeah.
basically, and I just think, oh my god, this is so rude. Like, at least mute yourself when you play the game. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. If you can definitely hear that the other person is not paying attention, just play another game.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
if you're here to play D&D, you're here to play D&D. Don't be playing something else as well.
Well, it's not just that. That first campaign as well, they wanted to use the comms in Roll20, so there's no push to talk option
Oh, God.
in that. So they had a mic open constantly, and the sensitivity was so high, you could hear everything. You know, you sit there munching, you could hear every fucking,
Oh, that's
you know, a car going past in the background. We were doing it on Saturdays, and that was the day he had the washing machine running, so you could hear that in the background. Oh my god, it was so annoying. And we did one session where like the comms wasn't working. We went on to Discord, and it was perfect. Well, it wasn't perfect, but you know, it was not as bad. It was bearable. And then the following week was like, "Are we going back on Discord?" No, we're back on Roll20. I was like, "For fuck's sake!" Exactly. Yeah, it made no sense to me.
Rug pull that under. That is, sometimes I enjoy having conflict between the player characters, but there is never a moment where I feel like, oh, I'm actually in conflict with this player. But I
Yeah.
usually always talk to the person before that even begins.
Well, you know, you try to explain, oh, it's too sensitive and all that, and I'll sort it, and then they say they've sorted it, and they obviously haven't.
Yeah.
So yeah, totally agree with you there.
But I mean, like, me and Ollie are going to be playing siblings, and I have a feeling we're going to fight a lot.
Yeah, we might. But we would fight with love because, you know, siblings still supposed to love each other. I think at least. So I don't have brothers and sisters, Theo, so you would be playing sisters with only child who is very selfish, growing up as the only person with all the attention.
At least I have experienced that as an older sister.
Oh, you are older sister. Oh, cool.
Oh, yes.
So you know what you're doing.
Listen to me.
No, if it's part of the story and it makes sense, that's great. But when, like you said, if it's nothing to do with the story and it's just stupid shit.
Antagonistic, yeah, that's
Yeah.
different. Like, there's a few times in the last one I had to be so mean to Ollie, and I was like, I'm so sorry.
You know, to be honest, that was fine. I was doing the same to Matey a little bit, saying like, oh, we should sacrifice this gnome and so on. But I PM'd him saying, I'm so sorry, it's just my character. I actually don't have anything against you. So, yeah. I only started to actually PM people to make sure that I don't offend anyone after I almost fall out with Fluffy over D&D. So, yeah, after that. Yeah, so I was playing... Well, I was playing a girl who was like 9 years old, and he was playing a warrior, and she was very sassy, I guess you would call that. And something happened to her. I think someone stole her battle or something like that, and he was next to it, so she immediately blamed him and so on, and started to make a scene and throw dirt at him and so on. But like a child would do, like nothing serious. But he proper sulked, and he almost left the campaign because of that, and gave him like a huge speech. So. Yeah, since then I'm like really make sure I don't offend anyone in real life, basically. When I offend them in D&D, basically, yeah.
No, I think it's an important rule to put down at the very beginning. What happens in the game is in the game.
Yeah.
So it doesn't transfer over to like real life or anything.
No.
Yeah,
But-
but also to all of you guys, always feel free to like, ask me stuff in PM, like, is that really okay or whatnot? Like, absolutely.
Mm.
You can always come to me and just check. I don't mind. And if I talk too much, I apologize.
No, that's good. That's good.
Think you do?
I think I do.
You do? Nah.
My partner's going next to me going, yep, you do.
You don't. Don't listen to him.
Has Phil gone AFK, by the way?
I know he probably
No, I'm
disappeared.
here. I'm
Oh.
here. Sorry.
Sorry, he's just been quiet for an awful long time.
No, just letting you guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm just working on something, and then I'll go through that, and then we'll be pretty much done then.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Since I've got several people here, can we kind of talk like common backstories?
Mhm.
Would that be okay?
Sorry, what you say just now? I couldn't understand.
Well, I already know what you've got because we've already
Uh-huh.
decided on that. But for the other people, like if we could have any kind of common backstory, since we all are in the same place, I don't know if everyone's lived here or whatnot. Maybe that would be nice. If
Sounds
we have any
good.
kind of overlap. Because I don't know what Lily's doing. Have you lived here? Have you just arrived?
No, she's just arrived.
Okay. But it's like my character at least will have been here since she was 9 years old on these docks. Doing both like random like crime runs and whatnot, and eventually when she's in her early teens, moved on to working on boats.
Right.
And going on to random cruise and whatnot, which is what I'm saying with Medi, like we probably have at some point
Well,
cross paths if you've been at this port before.
yeah. I see where you're going. Well, the backstory I was coming up with was I was basically raised by pirates. I don't know how I got there, but we've travelled around. We've been into different ports and stuff, and we did make a bit of a name for ourselves until an event happened, and I find myself in port without a captain and a crew and a family. But yeah, I would have been to like all the different ports multiple times before, so you probably would have known me,
Nice.
or at least heard about me.
Yeah, so we can probably link up at some point and just kind of check that, as you know, what we know about each other.
Yeah, I don't really go inland that much. I basically stick around the ports, and then I'm off sailing somewhere again, and then I'll stick around the port again, type of thing.
Yeah. Now then, Jen, you had an interesting one.
So, my backstory, my character is part of a noble family, but at the age of 16, something happens that ruins the reputation of her family, and they're almost completely ruined over it. So then, after 16, she starts picking up skills in stealth and rogue skills.
Did she ever pickpocket or run around with a gang that did?
Not until after the fall of the family's kind of reputation.
Yeah, and how old are you?
She's 43 now.
Oh, actually. Probably links up then.
But
No, probably not that.
the plan is that she's going to multi-class into Warlock early on.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
maybe
she's
not
gonna
enough.
she's going to find a book, or I think that's what it said.
It's all good. I'm just going to give Phil more characters to work with.
Yeah, she
All good.
finds an ancient grimoire in the depths of the castle. But but obviously I can't multi-class until I'm at least
Level 2. So probably you'll just have that book with you, and then eventually it does unlock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're doing your homework.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Because the plan is that she's going to go down the arcane trickster side of Rogue.
Ah. They are fun.
Sorry to interrupt. Just a quick question. Did you guys decide, do you want the factions to be revealed during the campaign, or do you want to know what the factions are now that you're going to be competing with?
I mean, I don't think it will matter if we know them now.
It's up to you if you want to. Yeah, it's fine.
We've already made our character.
Yeah, I was just thinking about whether you might want to add something into your backstories based
Yeah,
on...
that's what I'm saying. Like, at this point, it would probably only help. I don't think it would give an advantage either way.
Yeah, all right. I'll slowly put them. I'll slowly put them in then. Yeah, well, I'll show them up so you can see the symbol. I haven't put any lore in there yet. I'll save the lore for the actual campaign, but just so you know who you're coming up against. All right, yeah.
Mhm.
So I just need first
If you
one.
could denote that maybe some of them are closer geographically than others.
Sure, yeah. So there's the first one. Sure, people from the old campaign will recognise that symbol.
Yeah. Devron.
Alrighty. Everyone see that yet?
Yeah.
In a sec. Yes, it looks like my star sign.
That's pretty cool. That's actually good because I was going to ask you if there was like any big naval powers, because that kind of like influences into my backstory as well. So yeah.
Okay. And the next one.
The hippie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Everyone got that one yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the next one.
Oh, that's nice.
I like that.
Oh, I like this one too, yeah.
Everyone got that one yet?
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Hey, for the lines.
Stormwind. Wow, the race is really on to get to this island.
See?
Keep them going.
The last one.
Oh.
You'll get cold. You're gonna get cold shivers over this one.
Uh-oh.
It's not a bar, is it?
No.
Oh god.
Yeah?
The Empire!
You bastards.
First Galactic Empire!
It's not the Galactic Empire, no.
The Collectors.
Is there going to be some overlap with the Collectors and Lily's character?
More than likely, yes.
Oh
No,
god.
Lily wouldn't know who the Collectors are at the minute.
I don't know who they are.
You saw them in the other campaign. You
Yeah.
met them.
The Collectors?
You remember they
they're-
were in the very
we
last
can't
session
copy-
we did.
On the bridge?
Yeah, the ones
No,
that
before
tied
that.
in the inn.
Oh, in the inn. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The collectors might tie in with my backstory because part of my backstory at the end is she seeks out secrets long buried, treasures lost to time.
Ah, well then she'll definitely fit in with them then. Probably, I probably should really explain to the other people who don't know what the Collectors are really, so it's a bit unfair if I don't. Essentially, you know, I'm assuming you've all read the lore, like, or if you've been in one of my campaigns before, you know about the Six and so on.
Mhm.
Well, there is an unofficial seventh member of the Six, who is the curator, which is kind of no one's ever met him or anything like that in any of the campaigns. They just heard about it, being some kind of machine god that collects legendary artifacts and, like you said, treasures lost to time.
Oh. sorry, it wasn't explained to me in the campaign because we just
Yeah.
basically ran into.
So yeah, that's they're the factions that you'll be coming up against. So if you want to add any of that into your, or if you
I
want
have
to, go on.
a question about that. Could we put in our backstory something like that we met someone from this faction before and had some sort of relationship with them, like friends, foes, or anything like that, or we're not supposed to have?
Yeah,
Mm.
if in your backstory you've been to one of those countries, so Novell, Etira,
Oh no! What if they came over where we live? Like,
they wouldn't have done. They wouldn't have been
oh,
here.
they wouldn't have done.
No, no.
Not even like travelers, basically.
We're
No,
in the dregs. No one wants to go here.
Yeah, you're basically on like some kind of like smugglers pirates island. Like nobody would come here. Like
Tortuga.
yeah, similar. Yeah. Nobody would come here thinking they're for a holiday.
What if they were like here for, I don't know, fishing or whatever? I don't know, just something.
Like,
On
is there something you particularly want to do?
I was just thinking it would be cool to actually have any kind of relationship with someone from these factions. Like, could be friendship or like a small ally or I don't know, anything.
If you can come up with a good reason as to how you would have met them, then you can tell me what it is, and then if it makes sense, it makes sense. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Tell
Okay,
you what, Olya, I will stop you from having a relationship of any kind with the Novellian Royal Navy, I tell you that much.
I thought you might.
That is not happening.
Oh.
Aww.
Oh, Phil, didn't you want to that we decide about the wizard or about the this
Yeah,
criminal lord?
That's the last thing I wanted to ask, really. So, because I wanted to be fresh in everybody's minds for the for the next session. So essentially, depending on the choice that you kind of make now at the end of this session 0, is where the campaign will start next week. So is everybody here and everybody paying attention? Now, this is quite an important choice that you all need to discuss with yourselves before you leave this evening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to have, when you start off here in this pirate bar, you're going to be presented with 2 choices. Yeah, and the choice that you make here determines a bit. So, as you've read in the little story section that I wrote on this main page here, your attention's been caught by 2 things. Yeah, number 1 is the posters on the walls in the tavern, offering great rewards for lucrative rewards for a dangerous mission. And also an elderly spectacled gentleman who seems to be attracting the attention of some of the other people, patrons of the tavern, with promises of glory. So essentially, your 2 choices there are: do you want to explore the poster and head to the meeting place recommended on the poster, or would you prefer to I will give you the chance to change your minds, by the way, when the campaign actually starts. But I just need to know where you want what your starting point's going to be. Is your starting point going to be the slightly grimier poster, or the slightly promising riches, or are you more of a we want to be heroes kind of people, or are you more we want loads of money kind of people?
As a pirate, I think I'd be drawn to the money.
So kind of how this kind of makes the decision is that's where where I'm gonna start you off in the next session.
Well, what about everyone else though?
Can you type the choice maybe for us so we definitely know which one to choose? Because I thought that only 2 choices, like basically the criminal background or the wizard background. Now you gave like 4 different choices, so I'm confused.
No, I didn't. I just told you exactly what you said.
Oh, maybe I misunderstood. Okay.
We're all down on our luck, so the idea of a shit ton of coin.
Me and Olya kind of already discussed this. Like, my character will absolutely go for the money, but she really wants to go for the other one, which puts me in a very tough spot because I can't leave her to go by herself.
Mm.
But yeah, my character, because she's a sorcerer, she would definitely more interested to be a hero and have powers instead of the money, because money is like, not that important in life. Says my character, not me.
Yes.
My character is kind of trying to restore her family status, so that might be the reward rather than the the monetary reward rather than the heroic status.
Okie dokie.
I understood it that the wizard one had more information from what you said, or did I misunderstand that?
Yeah, kind of. Essentially, the two choices are you... Do you want me to kind of give you the actual detail of what the choice means? Or do you want me to save that for the session?
I mean, I think you should give it now so we can decide before the session. My opinion, but I don't know how everyone else thinks about that.
For the rest of you, do you guys rather me give you the details now so you can decide before Thursday? Or would you rather or would you rather me go through it in kind of during the campaign on Thursday?
I'm happy either way.
You've got more time to discuss it amongst yourselves, out of character. If I tell you now, but it's, like I say, it's completely up to you guys.
If it requires discussion, I'd probably prefer to hear it now, so we're not sat next time.
Mm.
From what Phil am I okay to tell them this, Phil, what you told me?
Go ahead, go on,
From what he said to me was that there's going to be a criminal choice, a criminal overlord or something, that's going to be sponsoring a ship and a crew. But if we accept the mission from him, we're then going to be indentured servants to him.
Yeah, that's right. So,
which is the downside.
If you choose the path of the poster, if you like, you will essentially be working for a crime family here on the island. Who they want you to head over to the island to claim it in their name, and they're happy for you to take whatever you find when you're over there, and they'll pay you a handsome fee for doing the work for them. They'll also give you a ship and your own crew, which obviously will be members of this crime family. So you'll have your own captain, you'll have your own crew, etc., and everything will be paid for. You'll have a lovely boat to travel over on with nice soft beds and everything. However, you will work for this crime family, and they'll be watching your every move. That's the poster choice. If you go the other route, you'll be working for the scholars guild, or whatever you want to call them, and the scholar who wants you to go to the island will want you to help him retrieve the magical artifacts from and draw a map basically of the island. So track it, draw a map, and recover any magical artifacts and take them back to the scholars guild to be studied and so on. He won't be able to pay you because he's poor. However, he will. He just promise you glory, and you'll be known as people who saved Tuania from the tyranny of crime families and royal navies and so on. Basically, the British.
Hang on. I don't want to go against the British.
I would not against the British. You know that.
And Lily has woken up.
Just making sure you were still there, Lillian. So yeah. However, if you go that route, yeah, you'll have to find your own boat. You'll have to find your own crew. You'll have to choose your own captain. And you won't have any nice luxuries on board. However, you will have access to a powerful wizard who can do many tasks, i.e. identifying things for you, and blah blah blah. So yeah.
Can the wizard resurrect people?
I mean, I can't tell you that now, can I?
Okay. Also a question then. If we go with the wizard, and you say we would have to find our own ship and captain and so on. Does it mean if we have a ship and captain from the crime lord, doesn't mean we won't be able to be the boss. Basically, we will be like workers on the ship. We won't be like
Yeah,
sail
exactly.
there, do that.
You would work exactly for him, and you would take the instructions from him. If you go with the wizard, you would be your own bosses. He's just happy
Ah.
to. Yeah.
Right, I'll put this out there. Right, I did say before on my character thing. I do follow captain's orders to the T without thinking. So anyone could be the captain, and I'd basically just go along with it. But if I was slumped in a bar and someone offered me a chance of rewards, I'd go with that. But I'll put this down for you guys. If you want to make the choice yourself, and the story's there, you need to put your crew together. And you guys know, you've heard about me before, and you've probably seen me back in port. You could probably come and try and recruit me to your cause.
I would absolutely do that.
Yeah. But also, I want to ask, do we actually know each other? I know Tio and I would know each other, obviously, because we're
I
sisters.
would know
but...
of Kraken. I'd seen him around.
Yeah,
He's been on
we
the
wouldn't
boat.
like being friends, but you'd know.
I know him.
I would have seen you probably as well, but I won't talk to you because why would I?
I've got a bit of a name on the seas, and I'm pretty regular in all the ports in the area. So yeah.
All right.
See,
Yeah.
being a rogue, I would probably already be on the crime family's radar.
Yeah, I would
I
think
don't want
so,
to be
yeah.
anymore.
I don't know anyone.
No, you're a bit of a lone soldier, aren't you?
Yeah, not sure. I have a feeling though that Lily's character and Olya's character are going to be friends.
Oh, how come?
Just a feel. Just with similar vibes.
I mean, how? She looks like all goth and cool, and I look like also cool but blue. I would give it a similar vibe.
I mean, how are we going to afford a ship if the wizard's not paying us?
We can take
Steal
one.
one. Yes.
See, I'm kind of good when it comes to that. So the idea of recruiting me to your cause, if you'd pick that way, would make sense as well.
Or maybe it's not about stealing it. Maybe it's maybe you can convince, maybe there's some little shithead that wants promises of riches and glory and so on,
Yeah.
Okay, what about the vote? Who is for the crime lord?
I just think the wizard sounds more fun.
Who is for the wizard? Me.
I'm kind of torn between the two, with my character being a rogue and a noble.
Yeah, same here. I think the argument could be made, whoever gets to me first, whether you're offering money or you're trying to recruit me to your cause. The fact that I've lost my ship and crew, and I want to get back on the seas again, I want to be sailing. So anyone that offers me the chance to do that, I'm going to jump at it straight away.
Yeah, it's like this is the choice between player and character. 'Cause my character absolutely would go with the crime lord. She needs the money, but me, the player, really wants the wizard. So I'm gonna cave to my sister.
Yay!
Whoever gets to me first. There you go. You guys pick and do it.
I thought we were supposed to sit all together in the pub, like the way we start. So in theory, we got to you first. I don't know if
Well,
that
you
works
wouldn't
for
necessarily be sitting together in the pub, would you?
Yeah, true.
Oh, we won't. Ah, okay.
No, because
I thought we would be sitting on the same table.
Well, you
Like I
don't
said-
necessarily all keep friends, are you?
See, I could be in like a different bar or something, and like you guys get offered the job, and then, like you said, you're after a crew. You know I'm in town.
You'd be in the bar with the higher roof.
Yeah, the bigger door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's story-wise and for me character, the argument could be made either way. I think because like as a pirate, I like me riches, but I'm just desperate to get on the seas again. So whoever gets there to me first and offers me the opportunity to set sail.
As a rogue, I'll probably just take what I need regardless anyway.
So I'm happy to do either.
Lillian, what about you?
I would be okay with either.
we have a consensus.
Yeah.
it
Also,
seems.
to be honest, I don't think Kraken would like the idea of being slave to anyone.
Yeah.
So
So that might
the,
deter him from the crime lords.
the indentured servitude doesn't
Yeah.
seem to go with the noble side of my character, really.
Lots of money though.
Yeah.
yeah, but
I
then if
can-
you
I can just take that.
Only the captain, whoever that might be, tells me what to do.
Well, you can if you choose the crime lord. By the way, if you have a look in the law there, I don't know if you've seen it. The Golden Hand is the people you'd be working for.
Oh shit.
Oh, I saw that one before, yeah.
So if you side with the Golden Hand, you just get a lovely, nice ship and so on. However, you have to have his captain. You have to have their captain and their crew and their ship and their rules.
question about that. Sorry, Phil. If we fail a mission that it gives us, is the consequence like being buried to great or something?
Well, I would imagine essentially, if you work for them, they just wouldn't let you back on the ship, would they, until you succeeded? So the only way for you to fail is to die. So
No. If we had to escort someone, for example, and they died, and we couldn't do the mission because no matter how much we would try, we would be able to
you
finish
just
it.
wouldn't get paid.
But it won't be consequence like being whipped or whatever.
Well, I mean, there might be. So you're not actual slaves. You just work for them.
Right.
Tony, the servitude thing sounded a hell of a lot worse than what I thought. What you were saying.
Yeah, you're not like not like the people on Davy Jones's ship in Pirates of the Caribbean when you're getting your back whipped, pushing the.
That would have been cool as well. I would have.
I was thinking, yeah, a Viking ship with shackles, having
Yeah,
to pull the oars.
Similar to be, you'd essentially, you're going to explore the island, but they wouldn't be letting you, you'd be the ones cleaning up the deck. You know what I mean? Swabbing the deck if you like. Yeah, they're not going to be doing that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, you are little level 1. They're not hiring hardened adventurers, they're hiring idiots, remember?
Yeah, true.
So, you've got some time to decide, anyway, exactly what you want to do. As long as you can kind of let me know what you want to do by Sunday, that would be great.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll quickly put that in Discord now. In the island chat there.
Plot-wise, I'll be angling for the wizard. That's not what I'm going to be starting saying. If that makes sense.
There you go.
Golden Hand.
I'd go with the wizard.
Yeah.
I
Yes!
wouldn't want this backstory that I'm writing. The only person I'd take orders from is the captain. So, and that's being captain. So no one behind him can be giving orders to me. Even if they were higher, in the organization than the captain, I wouldn't like that. I was raised on a ship. I've known nothing other than ships and ports and stuff. So the captain is my god, basically. I wouldn't go as far as saying god, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, Tio, are we actually religious? I want to ask you this. No. Okay, good.
You can be, but I'm not.
Nah, probably my character won't either, to be honest.
So Lillian's abstaining from voting. Athena, what are you thinking? Or would you prefer the Golden Hand?
I think my character can go either way, really. But if the wizard is like you're seeking knowledge,
Basically, yeah.
That might feed into my character as well.
Kind of what we did. We have a lore about something old and mysterious, which I'm not interested in, but my sister is, and we were asking Phil if he could include some of that as a potential hook.
Yeah,
Why we
definitely.
want to go with a wizard. And
Yeah,
maybe you
I'm
can do something
very
similar.
interested.
As a rogue, Jen, would you have been employed by the Golden Hand, or would you have maybe done something to piss them off, doing your own personal endeavors or anything like that?
I would most likely have come across them.
In like a,
Probably coming from a noble background, I possibly wouldn't be part of them.
right.
But if you lived here, you know them.
So I might have trod on their toes once or twice.
There you go. Maybe more reason to go with the
Of
wizard.
the kids that I used to run with and grew up with, one of my friends was recently killed by something happening with that. I'm not sure quite what happened. Very bad news.
So we got 3 for the wizard, 1 abstain, and Rob, you're the final vote.
Yeah, I'd say the wizard.
Wizard.
Yay!
Let's go see the wizard.
Rob to see the wizard.
Oh God.
Alrighty then. So.
And if it helps any of you, I'm happy to recruit you.
So there's where you'll be. There's your starting point for next time.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Small little town. This is
Who are these people? They look fun.
they're the patron. They're the other losers hanging around in the bar.
They're my people.
And there's your wizard.
Is that him?
That's him.
Cool.
So yeah, plonk your tokens on the map if you want, sit where you like in the bar, and then that's where we'll start next time.
Oh, Phil, you have gods, right? In this, like, Narissa and so on.
Yeah.
Would it be possible for my character to believe on something that she thinks exists, but you don't even know, you wouldn't know about this?
If you want to create your own, you can, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to exist, but could she just believe it's something that she believes could be true?
As long as you write it up yourself, fine, yeah.
Oh, okay.
A question for you, Phil. After doing the character sheet and all that, it's given me a set armor class, but one of the abilities from being a rogue or not a rogue, a barbarian means I am meant to, as long as I'm not wearing armor, I'm meant to.
Armor defense you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah. So should I change the armor class to that?
Then, yeah. Just amend it.
Right. Okay. I wasn't sure if I needed to leave it like that for like checks or something, or add it. Oh, I don't know.
No, you can add that on yourself.
Okay.
It won't do it automatically for you, so you just have to, when you're not wearing any armor, just make sure you add your dex modifier to your AC.
Okay. I think it's a dex plus 10 plus dex plus constitution. I think that's what it said anyway.
Alrighty. So, any questions for anybody else before we call it there?
One more. I'm sorry.
Plus your
Can I make a list of what I want to have for my small shop? And that I would have it. It won't be something major, just basically some small things.
Just put it in your inventory.
Yeah, would that be okay?
Yeah. Just put what you've got in your inventory. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
That's actually a good idea. That having stuff to trade already.
Why have I got 6 representations of everyone in the group over the top of the map?
Wait, what?
Like giant ones.
I don't see that.
Bottom left corner.
Oh, that's
yeah.
the roll
Where-
20 icons. Is that what you mean?
You can shrink them or get rid of them if you want.
Yeah, yeah. If you click on the cog in the top right, and then go down to, is it audio, video display? Yeah, that's it. In the audio video display, click on video display, and then where it says player video avatar size, just change it to names only, and then you can either have it in the bottom or the top.
Cool. I can see other people's tokens on the map. I can't see where mine is.
If you click on the book in the top right, the journal, and if you've added your character sheet already, your player should be in there somewhere. Just click on the name, click and drag the name onto the map, and it'll take your token over.
I think maybe we need to put your token on roll 20 first, don't we?
Yeah, you will have to, yeah.
What's that?
Oh, I'm hearing the music through Phil's mic.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you just need to upload your link your token to your character sheet, and then you can just drag it over then.
Oh, hang on.
I'll link once you finish updating all your stats and stuff. I'll link your tokens together and so on.
Oh, hang on, it's coming through Jen's mic, not Phil's. My bad.
Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, once your character sheet's on there, open it up, click edit, and that's where you can add the token to. Can I change the colour of the grids on this, or can only the DM do that?
What is it you want to change?
I was just asking, is there a way a player can change the colour of the grid, or is that...
On the map, I don't think so, no.
Ah, okay. I know I could do it as a DM, I just didn't know whether a player could do it.
I've done as best I can with the character sheet, but there was only one background available in the selection. I couldn't select Noble.
Oh, that's weird.
There should be an option to just do custom, and then you put it in yourself.
Yeah, I put the name of the background. It's just all that goes with it isn't in the character sheet.
Yeah, when you put the background that you want in manually, then underneath it, it'll ask for proficiencies. What you basically do is just add whatever proficiency bonuses you get from that. And then once you set the character sheet, you can just copy and paste all the other details into the character sheet. But in the character man set, all you basically need to do is put any proficiencies or stat bonuses or anything like that in there.
I should be able to add if I open your character man set, I should be able to add the backgrounds for you if it's not working for you
there. Question again, Phil. As a sailor, I get navigator's tools and vehicle water.
Water vehicle.
Yeah. What do I actually put in there as like the?
It depends what the situation calls for. So if you are steering a ship, for example, and you're having to fight, and you're on the steering, you might have to do that as a strength roll.
Right, okay.
Or you could be proficient with it, or you might know that you're on the rigging. You might do this as a dex roll to know how to tie the knots.
Right, because I've got it down as it's a proficiency bonus, but under the attribute thing, it's just query. So I've got a question mark.
So you will do proficiency bonus plus whatever.
Whatever's asked. Okay.
Yeah.
So I can leave that as it is then.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you.
If you click that query, Roll20 will bring up a window and it will ask you which one
Yeah.
are you rolling
Oh.
for. You add that up.
Did not know that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just sorting your tokens out now so they're ready to go for next time.
I missed my Warlock health. It was so funny. I out-tanked everyone. I made Daz cry.
Daz is really ridiculously low health for some reason.
Yeah, I outclassed him in terms of HP massively. It was so funny.
As sailors, because I know I'm not the only one, in our little kit, we get a belaying pin.
Yes.
Right. What are the damage stats on that? Because for the life of me, I could not find it anywhere.
Not a weapon, it's a tool.
I know, but it does say it can be used as a...
Then it's an improvised weapon.
Right, okay. What kind of damage would that do?
If you have high strength, quite a bit actually.
Just use it to knock people out type of thing.
Oh yeah, that's probably one thing I meant to mention before actually, because it came up in the other campaign on Sunday. If you want to knock somebody out as opposed to killing them, yeah, you need to tell me if you want to like do a non-lethal attack. So if you're like, right, I want to attack this guy with my axe now, but I only want to disable him. You have to say I want to non-lethally attack him by, like, I don't know, using the butt of my axe and knock him out or something.
Got ya. I was also thinking about not many people have used it, but some people have said it's like an interesting thing to do. Maybe using a whip, because I was a quartermaster on the old ship.
Nice.
Yeah, if you can find one somewhere, then yeah.
Yeah.
I used to have one on my actually on my bat. Funny enough,
You did actually, didn't you?
never got to use it. Sad.
Yeah, it could come in handy. There are quite a few different uses for like a whip.
Improvised weapon is 1d4 plus strength.
1d4 plus strength. Oh, okay.
If you're proficient. Which I would assume you kind of are.
1d4.
You only get to add your attribute bonus if you're proficient.
Simple weapon. 1.
If you can wield simple weapons, you probably can do improvised.
Right, okay.
Question. Let me just quickly go through all of you. Athena, have you got night vision? Or dark vision, should I say?
If she's an elf, she probably does. All elves do.
Yes, half elf and ancestry.
So 60, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This always comes up in the other campaign when people's tokens aren't linked with their vision properly and everyone's blind when you first.
Vision, I can't see anything.
Oh, be right back a sec.
Right. Alrighty. Right, your token should be fixed now, Jen. It should be all linked and everything with the correct vision and all that. Right, let's do you, Lillian.
Thanks.
Lillian, have you got night vision?
No.
No. Okay, don't
But I took light as a cantrip to help out with that. So whenever she can't see, I would probably automatically cast that
sounds like
on.
metagaming to me, Olga.
It's not. I'm
Well,
just saying.
How do you know she can't see in the dark?
Well, I guess because I'm at a game task. So.
There you go then. What about your character? Has your character got night vision?
Mine? Yes.
And I guess if you have, then Tio has.
Yep. I've linked it in Roll20.
And Rob, I think you do have night vision, don't you? He's behind back, isn't he?
I don't remember what it works out, truth be told.
Okay. Lillian, your token should be sorted now with the correct shit now.
Thank you.
Should all be linked in. Not as in the the job search website, linked in as in together.
Okay.
Right, so let's do Olga's one. Oh look, you're all level 1 with your little 8 health.
I know. This is why when you were saying like double damage or something would immediately kill you, you were like, is everyone okay with that? And I was like, yeah. With 8
You
health.
better hope you better hope Kraken and your sister keep everyone away from you.
Yes, I'd be hiding.
Count on me. Don't fucking touch it.
Oh.
My AC is rubbish until level 3 as well.
You what, sorry?
My AC is rubbish until I get level 3.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be squishy.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
I need some better armor. Leather armor with 1+ AC is not fun.
Oh, actually,
Studied.
how do we want to do it, guys? I think it's not up for Phil really to decide. Let's say we found like a super good armor, right? And let's say I looted this, and it would be very good for rogues. Do we just decide that we should give to the rogue, or how do we want,
We
decide?
probably
basically?
decide as players who it should go to, and then we'd role play a situation where that ends up
Yeah.
happening.
Sounds good.
Abba. Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
I'm just about to finish your token now, Rob, and then everything should be working fine for everybody. Are you all right with your sorting your background out and stuff, Jen, or did you need help?
Oh, she's muted.
I'm working on it.
Alrighty. Right, all your tokens, everything should all be linked now with the correct vision and everything on them.
Right, while you're here, can I ask you how you've just done that?
Yeah. So basically, what you have to do is, if you click the little cog, if you click on your token and click the cog on the left, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then in there you've got details, haven't you, and so on. So if you go into details first and you just say represents character, and then you pick Kraken, obviously, like it says there, yeah. You with me?
No. Because as a player, I don't get all the options you do.
Alright, so if you click the cog, yeah, so if you click your token, there's a little cog on the left, right, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, there's 3 options at the top there: details, GM notes, and dynamic lighting.
Yeah.
What do you have? The same 3?
No, not as a player. I've just opened the DM thing now. So normally I go to dynamic lighting.
Yeah.
And then.
So and then you just turn your vision on.
Oh, hang on a sec.
I've already done yours, but you turn your vision on, turn your night vision on.
Sorry. So I'm just trying to get one where. Right. So I know how to set the night vision, but I don't know how to lock it to the token. So every time I basically go to a new map and drag the token out, I have to reset everyone's night vision
That's
again.
because what you need to do is once you've enabled vision and once you've enabled vision and night vision, you need to hold Alt and double click your character.
I do that. Go to there. Dynamic lighting on. Night vision 60. Night effects. Nocturnal. Okay. What next, Eddie?
Then once you've done that, yeah, you hold Alt and double click your token, and it'll bring up your character sheet.
Alt. Double click. Well, it's just opened the same token settings window again.
Maybe it is it not? So if you hold Alt and double click, it doesn't open your character sheet.
Oh, details. Is that what you mean?
It should just open your character sheet. If you hold Alt and double click, it should just automatically open your character sheet.
No.
What if you control double click?
No, same thing happens.
That's weird that you can't. Well, anyway, once you've opened your character sheet, because you open your own character sheet, can't you, by double clicking your name in the players thing, and then you just go to edit, click your token on the map, and click use selected token, and then save it. Every time you make a change to your character, you have to go back in to edit, use selected token, and save every time you make a change.
Ah, hang on. See, I was doing it with one of the other players' tokens. I've just done it with my token, and it did open the character sheet. Sorry, probably not the best time to ask. I'll grab you again at some point. Sorry,
Don't worry about it. It's fine, mate. It's fine. But yeah, that's essentially how you do it. You just every time you make a change to your character, you need to go to edit on your character sheet and use selected token again and save. All right. Any questions from anybody else before we call it for the evening?
I just had a question to Jen. If your family's fall to ruin, was it widely known, would you say, for the people who lived there?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they were betrayed by someone close to the family.
So if I saw you drinking in, this tavern, I'd know who you were. Or would I just know your name, your family name?
Possibly.
At least I'll leave it. Cool.
Yeah, the family was betrayed by a trusted advisor, leading to a scandal that threatened to strip the family of their title and land, so you might have heard.
Cool.
I've got such a big backstory to keep reading it.
Nice.
What did you say to click on once that character sheet had opened, Phil?
I really want to know more about Lily's character, but I can't really ask because she's just arrived. No one knows. We're not gonna know.
Mystery. Click on edit at the top of the screen.
Yeah.
Then click your token. Use selected token and save.
Ah, yeah. You saw it.
You got it, yeah?
Yeah. So do you normally use the avatar or the default token option?
You mean when I'm doing that, I just click on your token on the screen and just click and use selected token.
Oh yeah, because it's already selected. Right, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Shared with Medi. Okay, cool. So now, if the character sheet doesn't get edited, whatever map I switch to, each time I drag it out, night vision will automatically be set.
Yeah, we can test it now. Be like, if we just go to the session 0 page there for stuff. Just drag your character onto there.
Oh, you know why it wasn't opening up?
Hmm?
I already had the character sheet opened but minimized. That's why I couldn't see it.
Ah, right, okay.
Fuck it. Okay. Nice one. Cheers for that.
Does it work all right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Cool. Alrighty then. So we'll call it for this evening.
All right.
So, do you guys want me to share the session 0 handout, or are you guys all happy with your own notes that you made?
I don't like handouts, but-
Yeah, I'll take the handout as well.
I'll take the handout.
Yeah, no worries.
If you guys want as well, I will send you the link. Well, actually, I'll export the file onto YouTube. But I'll leave it private, and then I'll give you the link so you guys can check out the restream of it.
Yeah, cool.
That'll never happen for me. I hate my voice.
I'll be interested to. I'd like to hear. I'd like to hear us all after our first actual session of playing.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone really likes the sound of their own voice.
No, you never do.
Yeah.
The problem is, at least it's the voice itself. But for me, in my head, I sound almost British. But then when I hear myself, I'm like, oh my god, what's this accent? I sound awful. I pronounce nothing right, you know?
It's all good.
So-
I have that too. Trust.
But you sound British.
No.
To me, you do.
90% of people who meet me think I'm Irish.
I'll be sure.
Close enough.
All Scandinavian origin people sound Irish, I think.
But it's like I was known for years as the Irish lady upstairs.
Yeah.
Anywho, guys, thank you very much for tonight. This was really fun. I'm looking forward to playing with you.
Yeah,
Excellent.
same.
Can
Me
everybody
too.
can everybody make next Thursday? By the way, I never even asked.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Excellent,
Yeah.
Lillian. Is that a yes from you as well there?
Mhm.
Good. Right. I'll put it in the calendar then, and I'll see you all next Thursday.
Cool.
See you all.
Actually, I'll probably see you on Saturday, Rob, and I'll see you all in about 5 minutes. But
Yeah.
I'll see you all next Thursday.
Good
See you
night, guys.
guys.
Thank you,
Good
everybody.
night.
Bye. Good
Bye.
night. Bye-bye.
Good night,
Bye.
everyone. Right, guys, that is the end of session 0. Ground rules have been set. Beginning of the story is being picked. Could change though, so you'd have to tune in for episode 1 to find out. Duno, thanks for sticking around. I'll try and catch you tomorrow. I'm off at some point, so if you're around, we can jump on Wildlands or something, just the two of us. For anyone else that has enjoyed session 0 and is looking forward to the story that will follow, don't forget to hit that follow button or sub button, and see you next Thursday. Good night all.